Welcome to an emergency broadcast of Who Are These Podcasts. Normally we'd be doing the creep off today. Vinny needed the day off. So instead, we're going to talk about this Stuttering John show from yesterday.
We sure are.
Where he decided, and he calls Vinny a bitch, but I think it's kind of a bitch move to read through an entire text thread that you had with another man.
Yeah, at least he didn't show his phone number. He almost did. I thought for sure he was going to get doxxed.
Yeah, well, that's a really funny part. They actually pointed that out on Uncle Rico last night, that he did show something on the screen. We'll show that in a little bit, that he probably didn't want to. When he did show his screen, he's like, every time I do this, I fuck up and something bad happens. I'm not going to do it this time. And
it's the most self-aware he's ever been.
Well, yeah, except for the fact that he still fucked it up anyway. So how's everyone doing today? Can you hear us? Do we look good? Do we sound good? Is everything working properly? I hope it is. I'm excited to tell you guys that we have a surprise guest with us today. Hopping on. Who knows more about Stuttering John than this guy? I don't think there's a soul in the universe. Shuli Egar on the show. What's happening, Shuli?
Hello, hello. How's everybody doing?
Great.
Oh, what a day. What a day today is, because we need to start breaking this down. This video of Stuttering John, what he does, it's over 2 hours long. And what he does is it starts off, he has to go through his entire resume very slowly, meticulously, every single thing he's ever, starting with his paper route.
I was going to say,
starts with when I was 10.
Yeah, you're not exaggerating. He starts at the age of 7 and goes on from there.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. He also talks about, he went out to the Zebra show the night before.
Yes.
The band Zebra.
Oh, right. I think I missed the very beginning of it.
Yeah,
so
I know. I got caught up
catch
this morning on it.
I don't know, an extenuating circumstance, or I was really drunk. But either way, I'm not one to date a girl that's younger than my oldest kid. It's just not. I don't know. It seems a little odd.
Good news, John. It's not going to come up.
Yeah.
You're not going to have an opportunity to date a 25-year-old girl, John. You're fine. Don't worry. They're just not that into you. I can guarantee you that. What a weird thing to brag about.
It's like, you know what? I don't want to win the slam dunk contest this year in the All-Star
Let a black
game.
guy have it. They've been held down too long. It's unbelievable. Okay. So this is where he's going into the job he had when he was 13 years old.
I had a Newsday route. And then I worked at Wholesale Tire, starting when I was 13 in a tire warehouse, 12, 13 hours a day, with lacing, rolling, stacking tires, truck tires, throwing them up to the rafters, going into the rat room, as we called it, because it was festive with rats. And I used to leave. I'd come with a white T-shirt. It would be black.
No, first off, Shuli, I know that you weren't born in this country, but I believe there's these things called child labor laws.
Right.
I don't know if they have those in Israel where you're from. But here, if you're 13 years old, you can't work a 12 to 13 hour day manual labor.
I mean, unless it's a family business, it doesn't sound like it is. I thought you were kidding that he went back that far.
Oh, yeah. No, it's insane.
There's no comparison.
Listen, even without the age, the fact that there's a rat room, a designated room that's just filled with rats for some reason, that sounds like a violation as well.
So you're not buying it, is what you're saying?
It's a tough sell.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Okay. So what John is trying to show you is his amazing work ethic, how he's only been professional his entire life, everything he does.
I had 3 of the greatest kids in the world, to me. Not once did I show up late, show up drunk.
Not once did he show up late or show up drunk. He's talking about when he was on Stephanie Miller. And
on the
bravo.
lawn
Here's a
in the
fun video.
helicopter, and I lost. Look who decided to show up.
Really? The president could be on time for Gazelle.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hillary Clinton's on time.
Hello, she was.
Yeah,
She was.
all right.
But John Melendez.
Sit the fuck down. Sit the fuck down. Yes,
Nobody
she
was
wanted to
waiting
go.
on you. I've been waiting on you forever. never.
She's not waiting on you. No, you're sitting here. You're
He's
sitting
like,
here.
What's going on?
You're sitting here.
He's like,
For sake, look
I
at him.
just
He's a
walked
mess.
in and they're getting louder.
He is a
I
fucking
have
mess.
to drop the kids off.
All right.
That's a joke.
Oh, he has an excuse. Okay.
And
Well, thank God he has an excuse for being late. Because when he said he's never ever been late or shown up somewhere drunk, I think he meant without a good excuse.
Well, I'm glad he kept his kids' headphones with him to do the show.
Well, I'm sure people have seen this video. It's so funny. John did not have a long stint on Stephanie Miller, but he did find a way to work beers in when he was
the
on the
kids have
show.
been Miss Glozell, so now
Well,
he's
I
really
love the
fucked.
kids. I love the kids.
Okay, your chair. You need to move your chair up.
He's
You look
like
like
a
Vern
baby.
Troyer. What the hell's happening?
I'm like Vern Troy.
Hey. All right, wait. So I just finish the story and then.
So,
all right.
so President Obama lands the helicopter before the interview, and I'm like, oh my gosh! I'm like, this brother is real.
Holy
So I started freaking out, and you see, I'm like, oh. let me
Shows
calm
up
down, 'cause
late
they're
to
about
work and immediately cracks a beer.
He just got there. He just got there.
It's unbelievable. So we had to drop the kids off or pick them up. I hope he's not going to get them after this as well.
Well,
Well, I don't know. I don't know what the.
they're in danger in
timeline
any
is.
direction with this guy. I'm telling you.
Oh, it's great. So the other thing about John, and I know I'm just kind of skipping around here because there's just some things that stood out to me in this video. John never forgets a compliment. He will never in his life forget when somebody compliments him on anything. And so he's going through his resume and all the gigs he's had and all the people he's worked with.
I was the co-host of the fucking talk show. And when I went with Brandon to Las Vegas and Brandon, Hill Street Blues, Brandon Tarkoff, forget it. One of the greatest showrunners of all time. And when we were in Vegas, we had a drink, and he said, John, you've got it.
Can't be a real story.
What is it?
You've got it. That's a joke from Three Amigos. That's not a real thing that people say to you.
The first time I ever met Kevin Meaney was at Caroline's in New York, and I just did like a showcase thing. So I just did 10 minutes, and he was coming on after me. And when I walked off stage, I'm walking towards the back, and he's got an unlit cigarette in his mouth, and he just looks at me and goes, "Kid, I don't know your name, but you got it. It's all over you. You got it." And immediately,
It's
you know,
hilarious.
it's a joke. But John
Yes.
is running around and he's putting this everywhere. Yeah.
Kinky Loco, $5. Thank you. Thanks for the emergency episode. Still voting Vinny though. Fuck off, Kinky Loco. What do I gotta do around here?
Wow. Rubbed your face in it.
Unbelievable. Thecreepoff.com is where you vote for Carl, by the way, in case anyone was wondering. Yeah. So this presentation is so boring. It goes on. I have it in my notes here. At 41 minutes and 20 seconds in, he finally goes, that brings us up to the current day. 42nd minute of the show. He finally says, okay, so here's why we're here. Jesus Christ.
Well, and the finish line was bitching about Vinny. That
Correct.
was the end game. And we
Yes.
got to sit through his entire work resume to get to that.
Yep. So let's hear more about now. This is interesting. I don't know that he's described his contract with the Tonight Show like this before. Not that I've heard. This is odd.
Because I am a professional. And I stuck it out. And at that point, Howard and I left on good terms. I went from making $100,000 a year to somewhere around $500,000. Wasn't exactly 500, if truth be told.
Finally.
And I bet on myself. They wanted to sign me on a quarterly basis on the Tonight Show. 5-year deal, but they could fire me
What?
every 6 months.
You know, one of those quarterly deals where every 6 months they can fire you.
Math.
He's such
I
a
really
good
love where I work. Every 6 months, my job is on the line. It's fantastic.
guy. What's the point of signing a 5-year deal?
Yeah,
They could just
we
let
want
you
to
go.
torture you. We're going to torture you for 5 fucking years. Oh, it's the
Tom
best.
Gully show. The Tom Gully is here watching our show right now. I can't believe it. $2. take some penicillin and get rid of it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You got it. All right. 606 with 20 pounds. Don't have anything to say, really. Just wanted to give you some money because I appreciate all that you do. Hi, Jen.
Hi.
That's worth 20 pounds saying hi to Jen.
Easy.
For sure. So now, correct me if I'm wrong, Shuli. I think that you're going to remember how this all went down. John was hired to be the announcer on The Tonight Show with a quarterly contract for some reason around $500,000. It didn't work out. It turned out that Jay and John didn't have a lot of good chemistry back and forth. They decided to demote him.
Yes.
So John actually, when he talks about, I bet on myself, I took this job, he got demoted. He acts like I became a writer on the show. It's like, they had to find somewhere to put you.
Right.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
because he has said that he got demoted down to like $250,000 after he was originally hired for close to 500.
He got hired to sit next to Jay, and within a matter of weeks was in the fourth row of the audience. And then by the next year was backstage or some shit, after
Yeah.
a year or two. That was it.
But they gave me 4th row seats.
Yeah, I love, he goes, I think it was in his book, he goes, yeah, I wanted to be on the stage, but there was no room for me. There was no room for you on the stage of The Tonight Show.
Please. Somehow they
whole bands get set up on there and perform. The fuck?
Andy Richter isn't a swimmer, he fits up on a stage, no problem.
Oh, Cunty Kindy coming in with $2. Jen looking gorgeous. Carl is there.
Aw, thanks, Kindy.
That's a great photo, Kindy.
She's so nice.
She's the best. Oh, God. All right. Is there anything else to this? This is so bizarre.
But I knew that I would produce and that they would fall in love with me because I bet on myself and I was a professional.
You were demoted. They would fall in love with me. Who says that about a job they had? I knew they would fall in love with me. Remember he said the celebrities all adored him?
Well, yeah.
Who has fingers that slowly morph into different parts of your body and says, I bet on myself and I won? No, you didn't.
No, you definitely did not, sir. All right, let's see. What else is he talking about here? Okay, so now we get into how Vinnie Paulino, if you're just joining us, I probably should have set this up better. John has a stand-up gig in March that we're all talking about for some reason. And he was working with Vinnie Paulino, who booked him at the Comedy at the Carlson here in Rochester. And I predicted they would have a falling out. I didn't think it would happen this quickly.
There's months to go.
Yes. So they just had a big blow up over the weekend. And really what it came down to, I think, there were other things before this, but Vinnie came on my show on Saturday and, as John says, trashed him, which he did not. We just did a show together.
Yeah, I was there.
I was listening for what Vinny said about John that would set him off like this, and it's just non-existent.
And I saw a clip of him going, I've never, ever had a friend go on a show and I go, that's literally every person you've ever worked with has done that by now. Everybody except one or two. Yeah. What are you shocked by?
The only one who hasn't is Richard Ojeda, but when he was on the Blind Mike Project,
oh man,
they're like, dude, what is going on with your buddy John? He's like, yeah, I know. Richard Ojeda doesn't have a bad thing to say about it, but you can tell.
I watched the episode you guys put out on YouTube the other day of him showing Army Major Phil Elmore's martial arts, and it was so uncomfortable. I felt so bad for the Army Major. He wanted nothing to do with any of John's bullshit, and John,
he
of
had
course,
to go. He had a show
John
to do.
consistently cannot read a room, and just keeping him there, it was painful.
It's so funny, but good for Richard, man. That guy is a trooper for sure. All right, so this is John talking about how he honors his agreements. That's why we had to do 40 minutes of how amazing he is at his paper route and a stand-up gig he had one time and all that stuff.
I don't care, Vinny. If you want to cancel, you can fucking cancel. I don't give a shit. But I will honor any agreement that I sign, like I've done all my life, but I never dealt with a person as unfucking professional as you.
That could be true. When I think of Vinnie Paulino, and I love Vinny, him and I, we do the creep off together. He's been on the show a bunch. Professional is not one of the adjectives I would use to describe Vinnie Paulino. It's just not. It's not making the top 30.
But can you imagine someone with that haircut telling you you're unprofessional?
This guy thinks he's in show business. He's sitting in a shitty apartment in Canoga Park, yelling into his computer screen. I can only imagine what his neighbors are thinking with this going on. This is early on a Sunday morning.
Well, right, because
Is he a Chiefs fan or a Dolphins fan? I can't tell. He's yelling about everything. Who's he got money on?
Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, this whole dabbleverse started a while back. But it started even before Chrissy Mayer.
That's correct. Good job, John.
It started when Carl Heberger, Heberger.
Okay. A couple things here. First off, for all the people who say that ROTC started this, you heard it from John himself. He's not giving Royce and Mersh the credit. He's giving it to me.
there you go.
Now, the reason why he spells my name like that, I talked to him on the phone months ago and explained to him the reason why I don't use my real name is because people tried to get me fired from my job. They doxed me, and we had tens of thousands of people on the internet trying to get my life ruined. So I'm like, I don't really like, being doxxed and having my information out there. So now John has weaponized this. To John, this is him really fucking me over by spelling my name out.
Well, and I'm sure that won't happen to Cardiff when you reveal your real name and face to him. I'm sure everything will be just fine, Cardiff.
He does it to everyone.
Well, and also, I love the whole point of this clip you're playing here is for him to say, I honor my agreements, just not my bets, apparently, with Alex
Right.
Stein.
Yep.
But yeah,
We'll
but he's
get
a man
into
of
that.
his word.
I love that people won't let him forget that too. Every show, someone super chats him about his bet with Alex Stein. If he would just fucking pay it,
I know,
he'd get
just pay
over it.
If he
Yeah.
asks me to pay it, I'll pay it. You shouldn't have to ask.
Yeah.
Just send the money.
And Alex has said he cannot get in touch with John. He's been blocked everywhere.
Well, John's also said he doesn't remember making the bet.
Oh yeah, well, I have that clip.
I
coming
do
up.
believe that.
I
That's
believe
hilarious.
everything everyone's saying about this.
Decided that he wanted to make money. He wasn't making much money before that.
I was a partner at a multi-million-dollar company. I was doing okay,
He ain't hurting, that's for sure.
Yeah, I was doing okay. But I was just like, you know what? I don't know, owning this company and growing it, I'd have more fun and make way more money if I just made fun of Stuttering John. That was the conversation I had around the kitchen table one night.
You bet on yourself, and you won.
On myself. John has also said that I bought this house with my dad's money or something like that. He's got some weird inside information. People love to tell him shit that's not true, and they just run with it. It's really fun.
He does no fact checking.
No, if he hears something he wants to believe, he believes it.
Well, what's funny is he's guilty of the thing he wants to believe is embarrassing for you. So he's like, what? His dad bought him his house? What a loser. And it's like, dude, you and your mom are on the fucking paperwork. Like, what are you talking about?
Seriously.
So yeah, his house in Florida, he claims, and he said Vince the lawyer is going to explain this to us because he can't for some reason, but he said that there's a reason why he has his mom's name, and there's a strategy behind it, making it seem like this is. I mean, if you have an LLC, I understand that, but having your mom in your mom's name and your name too, there's no strategy behind that. It's just you have shit credit. You can't get a loan.
Well, I heard his reasoning behind that
cosigner.
too, and it sounds kind of illegal.
Yeah,
I mean,
Creative accounting, I think he said at one point.
right.
Cubics 85 with $5 He always talks like he's presenting to a jury. It's so obnoxious and disingenuous. Yeah, I know. He really, the way he performs on his show is so enraging. Like when he's talking to Kevin Brennan, and listen to me, Kevin. It's like, Kevin's not listening.
Well, but this guy's right, Cubics. This is what I like to call closing arguments, John.
Yes.
Is this version.
Sodomy is all over the place. John hairstyled in semen. Free Shuli
I'm with you, dog. I'm with you.
You'll see. Yep. Hey, Shuli's just one Shuli, guys. All right. You can't do it all himself.
I've been confused with many others, but I'm only one.
EFS with $10. Professional says the guy who never has his stuff ready, drinks and eats rotten vegetables while people talk to him. Also has the video and audio quality of a Motorola Razr. Yes. I know. His video quality is terrible. He's got to get a new computer. John, you need a new computer, buddy. I'm sorry. They don't last forever. Goat Melp. John has the wettest case of dry mouth ever seen. Mike G, $5. I love when Lady K and the shitwayer get together to discuss Stuttering John. This SJVP saga is just as expected. John crushes all friendships. And someone pointed out to him that John is the one constant in all of these situations. I don't know if I have that clipped or not. And he's like, nope, that's not true. No, it is.
He's the last to see it.
He's
He
always
really
the last
is.
to see
Yep.
what is going on. John O'Reilly, $2. Shuli ready to testify in John v. Phil lawsuit.
Yes, I am ready.
Yeah, we'll get into that because Vince, the lawyer, shows up with the super chat on this video, of course.
And Carl Heberger decided, I'm going to start goofing on Stuttering John because the algorithm will work. Stuttering John is Googled over 7 million times.
By John.
Right. You might be surprised to hear this, John. There are people who are even more famous than you. I know,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
But not as clippable as him. I gotta listen. Just listen to this latest drop we have. It's one of the funniest things. You talk about vomit escaping somebody's mouth. Listen to this.
I never had a desire to go into the middle.
That's disgusting.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, the man's a legend. You got to give him his props.
Oh, it's amazing. All right. I think he's yelling about me again.
Guy. He's got a bad friend, but he's a good guy. And speaking of that bad friend, Carl Heberger, Heberger, started to do shows nonstop trashing me. What did I do to Carl? Nothing.
Okay. What did I do to Carl? Nothing. And then he's going to follow that up with what he did.
Yeah.
Yep.
The only thing I did was
I mean, I can just pause it right there. What did I do to him? Nothing. The only thing I did. Well, that sounds like something. Idiot.
Other than
complain
Yes, right.
to Royce, my producer, how could he play clips of the show? This can't be allowed. And Royce would school me. John, it's called fair use.
And you never learned. This went on for years. He
Well,
had to,
by that-
Royce told him one time. He's like, oh, okay.
and by that theory, okay, then why is he still sending strikes to the Uncle Rico show years later when he apparently was schooled and learned about fair use?
It's almost like he doesn't understand it. I don't know.
Unaware of fair use. But that's it. But Carl Heberger said, ooh, I see dollar signs. I could goof on John every fucking day. And on Opie.
You know, it was actually just a hobby, John. It's actually just what I did for fun, to be honest with you.
He is such an idiot.
He really is stupid.
Yeah, you really he gave you so much stupidity, you had to quit your job and do this full time.
I mean, I used to just
Think
do
about
one
it.
show a week, and now I have to like talk about him all freaking week as this guy.
Unbelievable.
It's tough to keep up.
I could do my version of Jocktober only. I'm going to bully two people. Greg Hughes and John Melendez.
I'm bullying them now.
Of course. And way to plug Opie by a name nobody knows him by. I mean, come
Yeah.
on, help the guy out. Bro, Opie.
Yeah, Opie Radio. Come on.
Yeah.
help him out here.
And I'm going to bully them every fucking show.
Put your fingers away.
Those are the best
And
ones he had.
Carl took it a step further. He started to trash my kids. And herein lies my problem with Vinnie Paulino.
Okay. This is a theme, not just on this episode, but throughout John's life now, is that I nonstop trash his kids.
Sure. I pulled you aside and talked to you about it. You know, it's,
It's like, you got to lay off John's kids.
it's gotten to a
Too
point
much.
where it's just I can't even work with this guy. That's why I haven't been on in a while. I boycott.
Right. Yes. We've had our differences on this. I'm like, no. We got to go harder on his kids. Come on. Let's do it. And now, what's great about John, he's so stupid. He thinks this conversation we're having right now is us trashing his kids.
Of course.
We're addressing what you're saying, John. You keep bringing your kids up. You're the reason why people talk about your kids. I don't give a fuck about your kids. You're the interesting Melendez. The rest of them are not interesting to me.
Agreed.
Careful.
Jesus Christ. So stupid. But this is what he wants, though.
Yeah.
He wants to be able to point to the fact, because if you just say, hey, this guy's goofing on me and a bunch of people enjoy that, then it sounds like you're the idiot.
Correct.
But if you say that he's trashing my kids nonstop, then, it makes it seem like you're the victim. John loves being the victim.
Vinnie Paulino is Carl's butt boy.
Okay. This is where things get fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now, listen, Vinny's not my type. Okay. I just want to let you know that, John. I mean, I like him as a friend.
More than a friend.
But why
No,
not buddy? Why not a butt buddy? Why's it got to be a boy?
A
That's
butt
weird.
boy.
Yeah. Oh, butt boy.
Okay. So I'm going to let this play for a minute because I think he's going to go on to talk about how I posted his audiobook on my Patreon, something I've never done and would never do. But he continues with this. These are his 2 talking points, that I posted his book on Patreon and that I nonstop trash his kids. 2 things that are just not true.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, he is.
No.
And I tell you,
So he goes, Carl's butt boy. Yep, he is.
Yep. Fact.
In case you think that was just a euphemism or something. No. I'm just stating facts over here.
all right. When Carl Heberger posted the link to my book, the MP3, I saw it. I'm not talking about, him just commenting on it. It wasn't transformative. He did a bunch that were transformative. But he just posted the link, people. Vinnie Paulino still won't believe me.
Because it's not true. John tried to prove this to Vinny by showing him a link to an .mp3 file that was called the name of our 5th episode about his book. It was literally
Right.
easy for you to say part 5 was the name of the MP3 that he's looking at.
But also,
It's not your book, John.
this breakdown from him, he goes, you started doing episodes breaking down his book. Those were fine. And then in the middle of these episodes, you just decided to put the entire fucking book out for everybody, which is really flattening all 4 tires on you breaking down this thing episode by episode.
I know, but guys, he saw the photoshops.
Oh, yeah, that's
Well,
right.
no, what's great is that it started with his buddy saw it.
Right.
But now him and his buddy both saw it. But wait, it gets even better than that.
And my good friend, he was the person who alerted me of it. He clicked on it, and it went straight to the audio file. I clicked on it. It went straight to the audio file.
Who else?
My publisher of my book, Tyson Cornell, clicked on it. It went straight to the audio file.
That's a new one.
Right.
I like that the story keeps changing.
Well,
It's more
I like the idea of just every person he mentions going, yeah, I clicked on it. Yeah, it's the book. All right, I got to go. And then they just
Straight
get
to the
off
audio
on-
file. Yep, you got it, John.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's the whole book, whatever. Yeah, I got to run, dude. Later.
We got Audible involved.
Why would you get Audible involved? what does Audible have to do with anything? And also, Audible, it's owned by Amazon. It's an Amazon company.
Yeah.
I highly doubt they're taking phone calls from Stuttering John complaining about some guy in Rochester posting an MP3 somewhere.
Someone might be bored somewhere.
I don't think
know.
so. He's lying.
Here's the thing that who does he think is watching him? Everybody knows the real story.
Well, right. And that is a good question. Everyone who's watching him is watching him to goof on him. You can
Yeah.
tell by the chat.
Yes,
You can tell by the super chats.
they're funny.
right.
They're hilarious.
They're all goofing on him. I don't know who he's going to convince with this stuff.
And I've heard the book. You should let as many websites and Patreons put it out as possible. It'll only help. I mean,
Yes.
Jesus.
And we started to talk about legal proceedings against Mr. Heberger. Or shall I say Ms. Heberger?
Whoa.
He couldn't let that one go without misgendering me
Sick
again.
burn, sick burn.
Or should I say Ms. Heberger?
My attorney, Legal Shield Esquire III, was not available.
Fucking hilarious. This is John being a little sensitive bitch.
On his show, call my kids fucking losers. And I have it on audio. And when I talked to Vinnie Paulino, let me tell you how this works. I said, Vinny, how could you support Carl when he calls my kids fucking losers? They're innocent. They didn't.
All right. this whole thing, John needs to really get over this thing where I called his kids. I called your kids fucking losers knowing that you would hear it and be upset about it, John.
And it worked.
And it worked way more than I thought it was going to be honest with you. I even wrote it in the description just to fuck with them. And he's still yelling about that. Do his kids know who the fuck I am? Does anyone who know me know who his kids are? What the fuck's the difference here? What's he talking about?
My kids don't know that this idiot bragged about having photos of my underage daughters in his hard drive. They don't know that because I'm not presenting that information to them, and they don't watch this shit because I'm a dad that watches my fucking kids.
Right. You're not yelling about it every day on the internet.
Yeah.
Red 4735 bucks. Is John going to forget that he honors his contracts just before the big show? Feel bad for Vinny and Cardiff. Yeah, I think Vinny doesn't care anymore. He's off John watch, but I guess Cardiff got fired during this episode too. You mentioned he's no longer working with the potato, so I don't know what's up with that.
Well, this is his quote.
I don't do business with vegetables.
That's an actual quote from John.
It is, yes.
So that followed by.
It's bad enough they effed my mother. What?
What?
Doko Chris $5. The maniacal laugh of Carl is my absolute favorite. I'll be like John and pretend that that's just an honest thing and you're not being sarcastic at all. Michael C, $2. I should tell John to call you Carl Heberger. That would be a
that's
sick
good.
burn.
I'm surprised he hasn't come up with that yet.
Yeah.
Sheburger with cheese. Throw that in there.
I was called Heberger in about second grade. I don't think John's reached that level of maturity just yet. Dang Lizard, 10 euros. SJ thinks answering the phone on a show is how professionals act. It's enraging that he's never put effort into anything. Listen back, and Kumia was the reason you continued covering Stuttering John. Oh, is that true? I think it's because John got really upset that I was talking about him.
Well, he threatened to break your legs.
Yeah, that was the first thing he did.
Yeah.
And then he was going to sue me. And I was like, well, you got to pick one or the other. You don't want to get the law involved and have my legs broken in court. People are going to feel bad for me. Voltaire, 325.
He does bring up something real quick. You know, this whole thing really kicked off because John was texting Vinny during the point dabble point to say things to Phil, and Vinny didn't have his phone with him or he wasn't looking at his phone. He's on the air.
Yes.
And John, really, that's what set him over the edge with Vinny.
Correct, because John sent Vinny 8 texts in a row.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a chick. He's a chick
He's a bitch.
that is mad that her man is not responding to her.
Voltaire, 325, $5. I thought Stuttering John saw Perry and started to lean into the faking how dumb you are thing. But lately, there has been some real sincerity to his stupidity. Yeah, I know a lot of people think that this is a bit or a work. It seems like it must be, and it's not. That's what's crazy about this whole thing.
Don't ever doubt this man. Don't ever doubt him.
We all go through this too, don't we, Shuli? Like where we sit there, because I just did this like a month or two ago where I'm like, oh, he's faking being this stupid. There's no way he's this stupid.
I watched you make that
theory.
statement and I go, what the fuck happened to Carl? I go, what is going on?
Because I'm just like, there's no way this is a person on Earth. There's no fucking way. Lawyers, Guns, and Money, $5. The food insecure daughter was living in a trash can like Oscar. I meant it literally. Barbara Bowie, $10. Because of his experience with a constant sandy vag, he should reach out to Summer's Eve to see if they need a new spokeswoman. Douche. Dang Lizard. Vinnie Paulino only tried to help Dabbledum.
Poor Vinny.
Guys are making this hard on me today. Let's not all just start inventing words, please. Rick U 3220, $5. And not a single person who pays Carl money ever got the full unedited audiobook. I know. Maybe I should send it out to people. That'd be funny. I should post it now. That'd be kind of funny. Since he wants it to happen so badly. Thank you, Janet Jacob, for becoming a new member. We appreciate that. A powerful attorney is here. Consider this a cease and desist, Sheberger. Oh, no. I got some powerful attorneys. Just so you know, they're on retainer.
They're always on retainer.
Reels, $20. I was so mad about these things, but I already forgave him and offered to watch his cats and have a beer with him in Cape Coral. Yeah, that's one of the great things about John. And then he tries to treat that like, yeah, I was being the bigger person. I was ready to kiss and make up. It's like, okay, you can't be this outraged that I said your kids are fucking losers when you thought we were going to be friends living in Cape Coral together. So,
but he brings up offering to help around your house as if he jumped on a grenade for you, as if, I know. It's like this crazy thing.
If he offers a favor, it's the same as doing a favor in his mind.
Right.
That's what's great. This is a fun little. I mean, you can just scrub around anywhere and just find nice little screenshots.
3 times. And not to mention, he was the admin of his Discord that he gave away for free on his Patreon. And in that Discord, not only did they use the N-word,
go ahead,
the J-word.
He thinks Jew is a slur.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you just said it. You just said it.
I just said the J-word.
Oh, dude, busted, dude.
He's so stupid.
Oh, my God.
And also, you shouldn't say not only did they use the N-word, like that's the word. That's the big one right there,
Right. Nobody hears the word Jew and goes, "Is that? Oh, you better put that in our song, otherwise you're not going to be able to say that." But the other thing I love is he put it up for free on his Patreon, which you have to pay to be a part of.
Right.
So again, another moronic statement.
Yeah, the thing that John leaves out here is what I always complain about: the fact that John was trying to get my Patreon taken down because it was connected to my Discord. And the things being discussed in my Discord were against the terms of service of Patreon. So I had to make a disconnection so that you no longer get whatever perks you were getting in our Discord when you sign up for our Patreon. Not a big deal, but John was trying to get my Patreon taken down. He was actively talking to Patreon. And I remember this poor person at Patreon, because I was working with the support team over there, they had to go through and read all of the threads in our Discord.
Oh, no.
There's just thousands and thousands of threads. They had to go through and find... like these people who are, using gamer words in there. I'm like, what a horrible job that's got to be.
Yeah. It might be entertaining.
But they continued to trash my kids.
What's he talking about?
And Carl was the admin, and he fucking denied it. And we have proof, and I still have the proof because I still have a folder with the screenshots where Carl Heberger is denying it, and he is the admin of that fucking very Discord.
All right.
You're out of order, Your Honor. This whole court's out of order. I object.
I talked to John about this. I didn't deny that I had access to take things out. I just said I wouldn't. It's not my job. I don't give a shit what people are saying in my Discord. Why would I care about that?
Oh, you know why you care.
You are jelly.
That's why.
All right. Yeah, let's skip ahead to where Vince gets involved here. Vince's motto is always be trolling. John has not learned that yet.
Fall asleep on my arm. He had lice, and it ended up going to me. Live a spice. Thank you, YouTube member.
Oh, God.
Oof.
Vince the lawyer. Misbeginning. We have a lawsuit versus Fat Vinnie Paulino. Probably.
I love that. Probably.
Why not?
What time is it? Yeah, we got a lawsuit.
Yeah, I texted him 8 times. So, yeah, I would imagine that'll hold up.
But again, the test of John's loyalty. He's motherfucked Vinny for weeks on here for anything and everything. And now the minute Vinny's like, hey, Vince goes, hey, we may have a lawsuit against Vinny. He goes, you know what, Vince? It's a good point. You're a smart guy.
Oh, yeah, he literally says, I'll call you afterwards. We'll talk.
Of course he'll call him.
Yep.
My life had a guy go on a fucking show and start trashing me.
He didn't, though.
And he claims he wasn't, but when I play the clips, you be the judge. You be the judge.
I am the judge. He wasn't trashing you.
No.
He should have.
Jameson Link, thanks
He
for
gave him plenty of reasons to.
I'm gay. A dude, I think, saying Vinny's acting like Carl's butt, but he's basically calling. Okay, do better job. Okay, sorry. I apologize. Not butt buddies. Ass kisser. Is that better?
That's better.
Sorry, that's really what I meant.
Yeah.
Ass
I'm trying to
liquor
think what
will
would be
accept.
the correct term. His
I'm trying to figure out the
don't know.
correct term.
Is this glory whole day Sunday? Yeah, it is. Ryan Holmes, how much to see inside your refrigerator, microwave? Davy Cakes, why did Vinny abandon you? This is bullshit. Because he likes to kiss the ass of Carl. Ooh, that's why. And Vinny is not the best friend to Carl. Vinny's the one who gave me this.
As soon as he did this, I'm like,
This is Vinny.
here we go.
Vinny gave me that.
Vinny gave you that? What the fuck? Get Vinny on the phone right now.
What an asshole.
He's such an idiot. He really
How did he give it to him? Did he send him the Instagram link that it was posted on?
Yeah, right. No shit. It's just like when he's posting these photos of me that are all over the internet from where I used to work. And he's just like,
Right.
look at what I found. I'm like, yeah, well, my company posted it. That's why you're able to find it. Hawaiian Pizza 87. Since October is over, is this now Jovember? Could be.
Sure.
That's not bad. Yeah, we got to come with
Shaping
a
up to be,
better
that's for
name,
sure.
but it's not bad. Dang Wizard. Actually, the leg breaking was later. You did a victory lap because Kumia talked about you covering SJ with Kevin and how funny the Glory Days bit was. Yes, that's right. You know what?
Yeah.
I remember. We did the Opie episode, and then I think 3 episodes later we did Stuttering John, and then I went on the Anthony Cumia show like right after that.
Oh, he loved the Glory Days. Yes, he did.
Yes, and it was because I remember the first, I think it was episode 109 of Who Are These Podcasts, where we first reviewed Stuttering John's podcast. And it was everything that we make fun of him for today was all
Nothing's
wrapped
changed.
into one show. It was unbelievable. He was talking about in 2nd grade, he was the best trumpet player. He was the best in the school play. His teacher said that he asked provocative questions. He was going to be famous with or without Howard Stern. Like all of his greatest hits. And just the first episode I listened to, I'm like, holy shit, what is this guy bragging about? This is unbelievable. And all right, good call, Dang Lizard. Thank you for that that remembering of our history here with Stuttering John Melendez. Sodomy with $5. I've never seen that before. Holy shit. Every moment John life is seen in Hoosiers when Dennis Hopper stumble onto court drunk. We should get that.
Oh, that's
I think we could like change the head. That's
Oh,
a
yeah.
good idea.
I got a guy. Send it to me.
Yeah, I know you do. All right, good. A powerful of $35. Your Honor, I have submitted the Photoshops as Exhibit A to NX.
This guy's good.
That's great. Goat Melp, $14. You should do a end of year special point dabble point where you all share your top 3 picks for the evidence that John is the dumbest man alive, like a class action lawsuit, but also a greatest hits. That's not a bad idea.
That's actually fun.
Make it a contest.
If I may tweak this a little bit, I think we can do this once a month. John's dumbest moment of the month. The last dabble point we do, we each bring an example of
Fuck it, let's
his
take it on
dumbest
the
moment.
road. I'm thinking
Let's
30
do it!
cities. 30
Let's
cities
go!
in 40 days.
Come on.
I know if Bob Levy was here, he would have come up with that idea. So
Was I invited? No, I was not.
oh yeah, we'll get into that shit
Oh.
too. It's unbelievable. Madam Priest, the funniest thing about SJ's peace offering to Carl is that he has no cats. So random and kind of creepy to offer to a person you've never met in person. Yeah, I don't live in Florida full time. Having cats there would be very problematic. It's really just a dumb thing.
I got a neighbor right next door. I could see his house out of my window right now. Never once asked me to take if I need help with any of my pets. And he's right there. It's fucking weird.
It's a weird thing to offer.
Yeah.
Regardless. Also, I know that John's not good with litter boxes. That's the crazy part about it too, is that it's well documented that John has a filthy litter box he does not like cleaning.
Yeah.
And then he offers to help us with ours.
His memory is so short term. It's
I would
incredible.
have literally anyone else in Cape Coral do that for me
Yep.
before I did
Yep.
Stuttering John.
Unless you wanted your cats dead, then he's
Well,
the
right.
best guy for the job.
Luxury 6969, aka Rupert Pumpkin, aka the real VIP. Imagine having pics of Shuli's gross. Okay.
I know my phone's full of them. I'm working on it.
SG Fanboy 92. Hello, Fada. Hello, Mudda. Buy me a house. I have a stutter.
Mike, do that. Mike, do
Yeah,
that.
I think Mike can get on that. That's good. Janet Jacob, who just became a member. John acts offended by people trashing his trans kid because he knows he has no talent and all he has is to get sympathy from his liberal viewers. Correct. And that's why he gets called out for calling people butt boys and misgendering people, because he's cultivated this audience who are all clutching their pearls over everything somebody says. When I had that conversation with him, I'll call it a conversation. When I had that conversation with him, I go, John, you got to grow up and get over the fucking language shit. Stop language policing people. Who cares if people use the N-word in my Discord? How does that affect you in any single fucking way?
This guy thinks
gives a shit.
Obama banned the R word.
Yeah.
Retard. He
You
thinks
can't
that-
say retard. No.
He
no.
go. He goes, it's a law. It's a law. No.
He's unbelievable. Belial Bradley, $5. Wait until John finds Carl's secret OnlyFans. Do not tell John about my OnlyFans. Do not. Guys, don't let that get out. All
Don't
right?
tell anybody about it. You've
Tom
seen
Kelly. Oh, you know what? Should I do have an OnlyFans? I forgot.
Oh no.
It was a consequence on the creep off years
You're
ago.
such a whore. You don't even know.
Jesus.
I did
What a
create an OnlyFans.
slut.
It's probably there still. I haven't looked at it. in
Who
years.
are you?
The Tom
Wow.
Gully Show, $5. I want to see Dabbleverse Squares. 9 people quiz on John's greatest bungles, a la Hollywood Squares. We could turn this into a game show. You know what? Holy shit! All right,
I love that.
This is actually a really good idea, because one of the things, and I've been talking to people about this. You guys know that we do To Catch an Alien.
Oh, yes.
And, before we did that, we had Who Said It. We've had a couple different shows that we do on Who Are These Podcasts. One of the things I miss from morning radio are the contests, the game show things. People call in and you try to figure out what Whack Packer's going to say, or what word they're trying to pronounce, or whatever the game is, And if we could actually create a Stuttering John show that was also a game show.
We can do drunken squares, right? And
Yeah.
one thing I'm seeing, Vinnie Paulino and Phil Elmore, same square. We get them in the same square together. Number one.
I love it.
That would be so cozy.
Bottom square, might I
Yes.
add. But yeah, I mean, that would be so awesome to just.
all right. I
Benny
gotta think-
Loco, here's a question for you.
Yeah. I
Oh
got
my
to think about
God.
that a little bit more.
Huh.
That's
I
a
love
pretty good
that.
idea. Erica Ann, WATP and TSN Dabbleverse Power Couple. Love it. Love you, Erica Ann.
Thank you, Erica.
Appreciate it. All right, let's skip to some of the good stuff here. Oh, this is just a funny one. Let me see if I can scrub to 51. Dupe. Let's see.
Why I responded accordingly. You say tongue in cheek, you racist.
Sodomy's all over the place. And this is great.
Carla Bot, Al, thanks $2. John, would you consider this your rock bottom? No. Nope. Never.
Wow.
I love that answer. Would you consider this your rock
Never.
bottom? No, never.
I have so much farther to fall. You have no
I
idea.
know. It's insane.
Wait till next month.
But he did. Did you catch him doing the Asian slur too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
He did.
Oh, that's so funny.
Tongue in chink, I think he said.
Yeah.
Can't talk. Also, John, if you're watching this, I'm sure you are. It's Carlabot AI. It's artificial intelligence. He always calls it AL. Carlabot AL. Fucking idiot. Okay. Oh, okay. This is the thing that I really want to get to here. Well, let me play John talking about his memory, because that's always funny, especially when he doesn't know what he's talking about immediately after saying his memory is great.
Yeah.
While that was going on, and I'll tell you,
Ugh.
I was on the phone with Vinny.
Look at that finger.
This is how good my memory
Yeah.
is.
This is how good his
Paulino.
memory is. Ready? Check this
Go
out.
ahead.
I was at Jersey Mike's
Uh-huh.
getting a roast beef sandwich. And I remember they said to me, "Do you want it Mike's way?" And I'm like, "What? Do you want it Mike's way?" I go, "What?" I guess when you go to Jersey Mike's, they call it Mike's way. It's like, lettuce, tomato, I don't know what they're saying. But I know
Oh my
that
God.
Vinny told me he was going to do it. And I said, "What time?" And he said, it'll start at 1 or 2, whatever the time.
This is how good his memory is.
but one of my favorite parts is as if they said something so offensive to him. They go, "Do you want it Mike's way?" And he goes,
What?
What? He goes, "What?" and then after the same time, he points to his ears as if he can't hear it, but then doesn't say anything about not being able to hear him, and then just goes, lettuce, tomato. I don't know what's going on there.
Why was that detail included in this story?
I don't know.
Wait, why are you pointing to your ears? And you go, I couldn't hear her or something. He didn't say any of that.
No, he heard it. He didn't know what Mike's way meant.
What?
And then he goes, I remember everything. He told me it was out of like 1 or 2, or I don't even know.
I don't know.
And I fucking rushed home so I could watch. And I started watching, and there it was. There was Vinnie. And I text Vinnie 8 fucking times.
Why are you admitting this? Why would you admit this? Okay, this is where he's going to pull up the text conversation. Now, again, this is just a bitch move if you're going to start showing or reading text messages. But this is incredible because at first he pulls it up and then, he's trying really careful not to dox anyone. And this goes on for about a minute where he's going, it's so professional, John, very professional.
Classic.
But I have to point out what he's saying on here because we were talking about on Point Dabble Point, Phil Elmore sent a email to the comedy club saying, I don't think you should have, or actually, he didn't even say you shouldn't have me. He goes, I hope you guys are aware. You have
Just
a comedian
warned him.
performing there. Yeah, I hope you're aware. You have a comedian performing there who has actively gotten a sponsor to cancel from the Shuli network. Basically just saying this guy's a prick. He's going after people's livelihoods and trying to get money.
Not to mention also threatening people with violence as well.
That too. Yes. Those were the two things that Phil pointed out in the email. And John, in almost a Chad Zumach-like fashion, goes, I didn't actually get his sponsors taken away. I just said I did. Well,
right.
That's what Phil was reacting to, dummy.
And then he goes, and then I said, we'll go after more. And that was just bravado. He goes, that wasn't.
Yeah. So we're not supposed to take him seriously. And then when we do take him seriously, we're the assholes.
And instead of bravado, say that was a fucking lie. I'm a liar. How about that instead of bravado?
Yeah.
All right. So he wrote, Phil also attacks my kids. Has Phil ever talked about John's kids?
I haven't heard all of Phil's broadcasts, but I can guarantee you that I'll say he's never gone after his kids the way John paints the picture. Maybe he's commented on something they've had in social media or in the news when they get in the news, but other than that, no,
because the only reason why anyone ever brings up John's kids because John keeps bringing up his kids. So if you're talking about John, so John brings up his kids again, and then he's like, they're trashing my kids. Like, no, we're observing you, John. If you keep talking about your kids and bringing them up, then we're going to talk about that because that's something that you are doing. And he said at some point during this that Phil trashes his kids all the time. And I've watched a lot of Phil and I've never seen him say anything about his kids. So he's just making this shit up. Phil also texts my kids. I have 0 sock accounts. Another lie.
Right.
This has been proven. We know that John has had many, many sock accounts. Don't let up. Keep calling them out. Please bring up the acts of violence as Phil tried to get me canceled. Vinny, I didn't get the shit where sponsor taken away from him. That was a muttering J. John. This guy keeps bullshit about me. Now, the reason why I read that is because John points out grammar, even in this video, all the time. He always points out people spell things wrong or word things incorrectly. John, you got to stop doing that. You got to stop talking about people's appearance and stop talking about their grammar because you're terrible at both of these things.
And add intelligence to that fucking list, too, while you're at it. Shut up about that shit.
Good point. Very good point.
You can't have 1 and 2 without 3, in my opinion.
Glass houses that you like to bring up, John.
Oh, God.
So right here, he's showing that muttering J is responsible for you guys losing a sponsor. And then when he takes this down and just starts reading it, he doesn't include that detail when he's reading it.
That was the telling part. That's how you know he fucked up and he ratted out his boy because he changed it when he was reading it later. And it's very interesting. Very interesting.
This is
So,
my favorite. Real quick, Shuli,
Yeah.
and then I want to get back to that. My favorite is this last note here. He
Yeah.
says, their obsession is not only pathetic, but someone laughable to a man of my intelligence. Let me read that again. Their obsession is not only pathetic, but someone laughable to a man of my intelligence. You can't write this shit.
and even better is under the one where he says Muttering Jay was the one who canceled my sponsors.
Yep.
He writes, all these guys are just a bunch of bullies.
Yeah, you shouldn't associate with these people. Meanwhile, he's best friends with Muttering Jay.
Yeah, they're going after people's livelihoods, but we're the bully. Okay, got it.
He's
Got
something else.
But also, Carl, in your opinion, I don't know how you felt about Phil's letter in the first place, but I mean, clearly now you see there was an active campaign by John and Friend to hurt business and financially, and it kind of makes Phil's letter seem like nothing to me.
Right. When Phil was on your show with Vince and you guys made him read his email out loud, everyone went, oh, that's all it was?
Yeah,
It was not a horrible email. It was just like, I just want you guys to be aware the person that you've booked did this thing and that thing. He's kind of a piece of shit. And he wrote it very eloquently. It was thoughtful.
Well, he's very well spoken.
He's well spoken. So
I know what I
everyone
am,
go,
and you don't.
Oh, wait a
Sorry.
minute.
No, you never have to apologize.
I did hit that one by accident. I'm just filled with John sounds on my other window. I don't even have to look. I could just hit some and then
We were having a Twitter war and trashing each other and trying to outdo each other comedically.
See, John's always got an excuse. So when he told Artie Lang to kill himself, and people like to point out, like, John, that was kind of a shitty thing to say. That was different.
I was just kidding.
Yeah, it's always different when it comes to things that John does.
Yeah.
always.
It's great. Okay, speaking of, it's always different when it comes to things that John does. This is about the Alex Stein bet here.
Since you blocked me and my cousin Mexican Cupcake, we'll post it on X. You gave him 2-to-1 odds.
Okay.
Well, no.
So he's saying, John, you owe Alex Stein money. I have the video clip. You gave him 2-to-1 odds. Because John is so stupid when it comes to betting. He bet Blind Mike $1,000 to $100. He had a higher IQ than him. It's like, that proves you don't have a high IQ if you're betting $1,000 to $100.
Right out the gate, you've lost.
Yeah, it's not a good negotiation tactic.
He was teaching children math.
I know, and he's so proud of himself.
He would have had to give me 2-to-1 odds because Atlanta wasn't even fucking in the fucking championship series.
Oh, so you do know the bet. Oh, that's interesting. So you do know that you bet the Braves to win the World Series. But why the fuck would that mean that Alex had to give you 2-to-1 odds because the Braves didn't make it to the championship series? What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Are you following this, Shuli?
And well, look, I know nothing about baseball. It bores the shit out of me. But
Yeah.
I know for a fact that at that point in time, when that bet was made, Atlanta was the hottest team in the league, one of the hottest teams in the league.
Yeah.
And a lot of people projected them to win the series at the beginning of the year, and especially
Correct.
at that point in the year. So
Correct.
it wasn't a wild bet. That's why it was 2-to-1 odds. You
Right.
know.
Well, and again, John's the one who made the bet with Alex. Alex didn't
Correct.
ask for a bet.
Yeah.
And he's the one that made the terms worse for himself. So, but then he's like, well, no, it had to be the other way around. But I thought you didn't remember it, John. What's going on here? All right, what's Vince talking about now?
Thanks for $5, John. If anything Phil wrote about you is false, it could be defamation and serious. Also, Google tortious interference with contract. Ask lawyer. I will. Thanks, Vinny. And
He'll never learn. He'll never learn that Vinny's always fucking with him. It's amazing. All right, let's skip ahead because what's really going on here, of course, is that John is reading through the text thread between him and Vinny, calling him unprofessional. He really calls Vinny out here. This is insane.
John, if I were you, I would leave the dabbleverse once and for all. And Vinny knows he has said that to me. And he'd be a liar if he disagrees. So he was the one who kept telling me, leave, leave, leave. So when I leave, he's mad at me.
Oh, so what he's referring to here is they had a meeting on the calendar. that John was supposed to go to, and John didn't show up. And he's like, he told me to get off the internet. Like, well, not at that time. You guys had a meeting about your show.
Yeah, it wasn't a show where you have a meeting. It was a meeting about your upcoming show. And again, it was a no call, no show. It wasn't like, hey, I'm taking a break. I'm going to skip this meeting.
Right.
You had two people there who are not making anything extra off of this, that are looking to help you, that are taking time out of their lives to do this for you. And you don't even have the decency or the courtesy to fucking reach out and go, I'm not going to be able to make it. Can we do it another time?
But also, it's not on the internet, this meeting.
It was a Zoom call.
It's
Yeah.
a Zoom call.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and also
Right.
you're a comedian booked
Stepping
to do
away
a
from
show.
all Zoom calls.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're a comedian booked to do a show at a comedy club. What are you meeting with people about? Just show up and do your fucking show.
Yeah. I do have to say, Vinny's kind of, there's some issues I have with Vinny on this one, because he claims he went into the office 3 hours earlier than he was going to have this call with John, and John never showed up. But Vinny never texted him or called him and said, hey, you coming to this thing or what? He just sat there and then was upset that John didn't show up. I'm like, well, you got to know that John's not going to keep a good calendar. And you want to remind him when he has a meeting.
But
He
also,
doesn't know what time it is.
yeah, he never knows what time it
that
is.
he doesn't know what coast he's on. She's right. Doesn't know what time it is.
Yeah.
But also, that was after the Phil Elmore dabble point where Vinny didn't answer him in 8 texts. So
Right.
I think even if Vinny reached out to him, I don't think John was coming to that. That was his,
He was mad.
when you
Yep.
ask
Yeah.
when you ask your wife what's wrong, she goes nothing. That was his nothing.
Correct. Yes.
Right.
He was punishing Vinny for not responding to him.
Hypocrite. So, what about now? Here he's like the fucking jilted girlfriend. What about my time? What about my break? Does that mean nothing?
I agree with John on this one. Vinny was being a little bitch boy on that. That's for sure. But John's the one who texted him 8 times in a row. So I don't know that he's coming off as the macho one in this relationship.
They're both playing for Team Power Bottom in this argument. I gotta be
Yeah, exactly. Listen. I'm a straight shooter. I gotta call it like I see it on this one.
You should have wrote, does that mean anything, Vinny? But okay.
So John's correcting Vinny's grammar. You just saw what he was writing.
What
To
a
Vinny,
twat.
he's correcting his grammar. I know that is such a bitch move, but also it's just not the right play for John. It's just not a go-to.
Well, not after we just saw.
That's what I mean.
Right.
He's so stupid. Bologna Factory. I love the Bologna Factory. Canoga Park Squares. Yes.
Hey.
That's a great idea. Dude,
Killer.
Bologna Factory, never stop what you're doing. Every
It's
time.
so great.
Every time I hear Joey C talk, all I think of is Master Shake now. And
It's so great.
who was John talking to the other day? He had a show with someone, and I was like, oh, that could be Meatwad. I don't know. Now I got to think about that and remember. But
Was
I
it-
love this stuff.
Was
it
it
Jenna?
Kate Meany? Because he had a great intro or outro for her. I don't know if you heard
I
it.
didn't
All right,
know.
the great Kate Meany on the show today. I had no idea she was Kevin Meany's dad.
He's amazing. He's amazing. No, you know what it was, Jenna.
Yeah.
Oh.
Jenna could be Meatwad.
Yeah.
That would be really
Oh,
funny.
that's killer.
That would be great.
That's a great call.
Mr. Kill Everything, $5. Stuttering John makes white to Carl's cow bikini pictures every day while getting high on cat pee fumes from the dirty litter box while Chad watches. Wow, that was a wrinkle I wasn't expecting there at the end.
Everybody got involved in that.
I met Mr. and Mrs. Kill Everything in Detroit. They came out to our show.
They look like a very happy couple, those two.
Oh, they're great. They're great.
Yeah.
J3, $2. John texting with Mike's way all over his fingers.
Mike's way. You want it Mike's way?
Now I'm understanding.
It took me a second.
I
Yeah.
got you, J3.
I got you. Jan Jacob, I rushed home with my 12-inch Mike's Way sub under one arm and a 30-pack under the other. I remember it. You're not going to beat this. Steel trap. Dang Lizard. You can do Family Feud. We asked 100 SJ podcasts. What did Carl do to John? 1, post a link to his audiobook. 2, trash his kids. 3, take clips from Beer on the Balcony. Yes, that's actually not a bad idea.
We should
That's
just
the
change
Stuttering
it.
John
We should just make
podcast.
every old game show genre, John super password, everything.
Yes, everything could be
Win,
just
lose,
John,
or
yeah.
John. Yeah, let's do it.
Actually, you know what would work really well is
Yes.
match game.
That
Put a
would
blank
crush,
in there.
dude.
Yeah, you can put
Oh.
a blank in there and try to figure out what John said.
Oh,
Trying
my
to match
God.
the stars.
Oh, how about this is one of the phrases?
Joseph Von Garble. Wait. Uh-oh. Wait. Hold on.
Oh my God. I love
Eddie
it.
Mayer,
match game.
$10. Carl, update on Dan Falato. Evident Stuttering John has again reached out to Dan to beg not to release tapes and now lies saying he had the wrong Dan. Every time he mentions him, says, Dan, who's a friend for life. Yes. I know. That was such a dumb lie. He's like, oh, that Dan Falato. No, you know exactly who you were talking about. You talked about how it was on the Artie's show. They were living together at the time. Dan was trying to help out Artie at the time. And yeah, I do keep in contact with Dan. He's got some amazing stories. I know you've talked to Dan.
Yeah, he's
Shuli.
great.
He's got some amazing stories. The shit that he has on Scott the Engineer, I was pleading with Dan to come on my show and talk about it, but he does not want to get involved in this world. He wants nothing to do with this world. There's so many people who would be so great on this show. There's like, but leave me fucking out of it. I don't want to be. They don't want their face showing up on these things and giving ammo to Stuttering John or any of these
Probably not. I
retards. Yeah.
Well, I am, but
J and H Comics, $5. I did not mean a gay slur. Just a kissing of man on man buttocks, Carla. Mike's way. Mike's way is really going to catch on, I think. Barnes and Noobs. I love Barnes and Noobs videos on Dabblers Anonymous. Homophobic John was leaking out of him, amongst other things. Yeah, his nose is always leaking. For this entire rant, it was fun to watch him try to edit himself and fail as usual. John's go-to is misgendering and calling guys gay. Those are his two things. It's bizarre. A powerful attorney. My client does not know about the bet, and if he said anything, it's not considered evidence. You're right.
Great.
This guy's good. He's powerful.
Vinny,
this guy.
Vince could learn a thing or two from
Yeah,
that guy.
no shit.
That's a lawyer.
The dude minds 89, $10. Vinny is frylocked to Stuttering John's car. That's pretty good too. I just love those videos so much because now whenever I hear John talking, I'm just picturing Carl talking
Yeah.
because the awkward long silences when he's trying to think of his next word.
It's
he's
the
gonna say.
best. That's
It's
the best.
funniest fucking thing. It's unbelievable. Never met someone who talks with this cadence.
Yeah, that gaps of dead air are
Yeah.
just magic. In those.
Can I tell you the thing that pisses me off the most that John does? I know you guys have pointed this out before. When he asks himself questions and then answers them.
Not man enough to apologize because he's too stubborn and he won't apologize. And I hate doing business with people who refuse to admit when they're wrong and when they made a mistake. Was I wrong by missing the meeting? Yes. Did I have a justification? Yes. Did I say my bad? Did I apologize? Yes. And he says, and also don't type things to me like I'm going to run to my little butt buddy. That's fucking bullshit.
So he's running that too, Vinny, calling me his butt buddy.
but the other thing that I thought, he says, I said my bad.
Yeah,
I
know.
said my bad.
Right.
He goes, did I fuck up? Yes. Did I have a good excuse? Yeah, of course I did. So it's like, wait, are you really sorry for what you did? Or it doesn't seem like you are at all.
He
I
never
wasn't
really
wrong.
said. He never said I'm sorry. He said my
No.
bad
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
a million times.
He's always justified.
always.
My bad.
It's
My
different
bad.
in his case.
This is funny because John, as I've pointed out, wants to be the victim.
Mm.
He's amazing because he'll go back and forth between he's the GOAT, he's the center of the dabbleverse, he's the talented one, he's the reason why everything exists, and then he's also the victim, and everyone's picking on him, and poor me, and it's seamless for him to go back and forth between these two things.
I would say we already have done that. It's been noted that you worked it out. Don't bring it up anymore. And he goes, you just told me to go run to my butt buddy to trash you. I go, dude, I'm not playing the victim. I am the victim. Go, yeah, Carl said I try and play the victim on that show, and now you mimic what he said.
See, John thinks that no one could have their own thoughts in their heads. So he thinks because I've said that John plays the victim, that's why Vinny said it. No, he's just observing you. He's just
And what's
observing the way you act.
What's ironic is he doesn't have his own thoughts in his head. All his
Correct.
thoughts are second and third hand from mostly trolls giving him bullshit.
Yes.
He's unbelievable.
I
He's
was
unreal.
I was watching your show last night, Uncle Rico show, and Bob Levy just fucking lost it at one point. He's like, he thinks everyone's as dumb as he is. It's like that. That's literally what's wrong with John. He treats his audience as if they're as dumb as he is, and we're not. We're not as stupid as you, John. No one thinks like you do. You think like a moron. Speaking of Uncle Rico, what are you guys doing? You guys got a show on today at 4?
We have a show on today at 4, and I think I know Elmore's in, and I'm trying to get. I think we have confirmation of Vinnie Paulino, so we're going to bring those two worlds together. And hopefully, these boys, like I said, face to face, like men who don't like to work out, come on the show and settle this. And so, do I think it will be settled? No. Do I think a lot of people will watch it? Yes.
Yes. Well, we got almost 1,400 watching us right now, and this is a good warm up for that show. We'll all be tuned in to watch the.
Will there be 1,400 fat jokes? Yes, there will be.
For sure. Shuli, I'm going to play a few more clips. You feel free to hop off.
I am.
you
I'm just
gotta
going to
get
go
prep.
grab some lunch before the next
Yeah.
shift starts here at the
Definitely.
sweatshop known as the Shuli Network. But thank you so much for having me on. Jen, always a pleasure seeing you, beautiful.
Great
and
to see you, Shuli.
and you ain't too bad yourself, Heberger. Thank you for having me. And
Yeah, buddy, dude.
Uncle
Thank you
Rico
so
at
much.
4.
Dude,
You
you
got
hopped on last minute. You had a show last night, a show this morning, a show this afternoon. Thank you so much, Ben. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me.
Anything for my Carl. You got it. Later.
Thanks, buddy. All right. The great Shuli E guy, everybody. We'll be tuned in at 4 o'clock. I saw Kevin Brennan bitching the other day that we did a show, double points at 4 o'clock on
Yes.
Fridays.
Oh, against his?
Yeah, it's up against his show. And it's like,
Sorry.
so tune in to the Shuli Network. All right. I got a few more things that I do want to play on here because this is insane. John brings up, we've played it. Anyone who's watching this has probably heard him say, you got a problem with me? You know where I am. Every day at 3 o'clock, I'm at the Pickwick pub.
Yes.
You got a problem with me? You come and see me. You come and find me at the pub.
Imagine having guys come to the place that you hang out looking for you. Would that be cool with you?
Then why did you invite people to come fuck with you there?
And don't tell people where you are.
So right before that, he goes, and then the other day, someone showed up to Pickwick looking for me. Fortunately, I wasn't there. But would you like that if someone was like, dude, you invited this into your life?
And to answer his question, no, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't. That's why I don't tell people where I hang out.
I don't invite anyone anywhere.
Don't tell anyone where I hang out ever because it's a bad idea. No, honestly, the thing that John will never understand is that everything that's happening to him is because of him. He's invited all of this into his life, and he loves to think that it's everyone else's fault. This is just a minor detail that sums up his life perfectly. He'll go on the internet, threaten people, tell them he's going to fight them, tell them where to show up, and then they do. And he's like, see, I'm a victim. I can't believe. This is just a very poignant example, but there are many others where he creates this world that he lives in and then bitches about it. The other thing I want to talk about with this show is John doesn't understand what a roast is.
Yes.
So John's whole thing and what kind of led to the issue here, John does not want me at his show at Comedy at the Carlson.
He's made that quite clear.
I didn't want to go to John's show, Comedy at the Carlson. I don't think he's entertaining, so I wasn't going to go.
Right.
But then he says he's going to bring up a Carl lookalike and roast a Carl lookalike for 10 minutes.
Okay.
And I said, well, that's really dumb, first off. But if you're going to do that, then I'm going to go because what I find annoying, I don't block people on Twitter.
No.
So if somebody wants to see what I'm tweeting, they can see it. John blocks everyone. He's blocked me. And then he goes on there and tweets about me all day long. We saw it the other day when he was scrolling through his Twitter page. 5 in a row of just my picture and whatever fucking comments he's making. And I can't see that stuff. It's like, that's such a bitch move to do that. And then he's going to do that right down the street from my house and call me out. And literally, I'm not allowed to go, according to John. He's all upset with Vinny because Vinny said, yeah, you can go. I don't care.
Well, he's also trying to call it a roast, but it's not a roast unless you're there.
Right. That's the thing he's not understanding. He's like, they roasted me. No.
No.
We did what we always do. We played clips of you from your show and we laughed about it.
Yeah, and If he had shown up, he probably would have got a standing ovation. He should
Right.
have shown up. He
Right.
was invited.
We did not have. There was nobody who wasn't allowed to come.
Right.
To that thing. I remember Chad Zumach threatened to come. I'm like, fine, whatever. Who cares? You can come.
And let me explain to everybody why. Vinnie Paulino, as I can recall, hosted DabbleCon
Right.
at Comedy at the Carlson.
Correct.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong.
Someone's at the door. Do you hear that?
Wasn't DabbleCon
Someone's at our door.
a whole entire show roasting me and I wasn't there? Now,
Want to get it? All right.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Very good. We'll take you off the screen for a minute. John's at my house. I can't believe it. I don't know if he'd ring the doorbell. Maybe he would.
people, let this sink in. Vinnie Paulino was behind the whole show that roasted me without.
Do I hear Vinny's voice? Shut the fuck up. All right, buddy, get in here. He just missed Shuli.
I know. I was listening in the car. You fucking asshole. I was listening in the car. I didn't know you were doing this shit.
Didn't I tell you I was going to do this since we weren't doing the creep
No,
up?
I guess you tweeted it.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. A pipe exploded at the club and everything's in shambles. And
Oh,
I
for
just,
real?
Yeah.
Oh, you're having a bad day.
I'm not having a great day, but I don't want to be there right now.
Oh, no.
So, like, I could. Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here, Vinny.
Okay, I'm listening to your show in the car,
Yep.
and you have an issue with me having this meeting or whatever.
Yeah,
I want to.
you could have just called him or texted him. if he
I
didn't show
texted you.
up.
I texted you. I did. I sent him, John, a message when that happened.
Oh, you did?
20 minutes in.
Oh, I
20
thought
minutes-
he said that you never
That's a lie.
contacted
That's
him.
not true.
Oh, okay. Good. Well, that makes more sense, then.
Yeah, I thought I would clear that up, but I was like, I don't want to go back there right now. So here we are.
Hi, Vinny.
Can we watch these clips of this? Because I really haven't
Yeah.
watched the whole thing yet.
Oh, gosh.
I've tried not to because I've been pretty pissed.
I got a lot more. Yeah. All right. Let's get into it.
All right.
Oh, there he is trashing me. Running over to his butt boy's house. His butt buddy to trash me.
Correct, John, correct.
Are you going on Uncle Rico today?
No.
You try to take
There's
the
too
day
much shit
off.
There's too much shit going on, and like they wanted to do it at like 4.
Yeah, it's at 4.
Yeah, I'm not doing that today. I don't have time for that.
Oh.
I did tell. I tweeted
Phil's
at
gonna be
Shuli.
there.
I tweeted at Shuli. Set it up for another time. I'll be there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not running from you, Phil. Like you tried to run away from me before Shuli got involved on Twitter today. Go look at that, people.
Go explain, please.
Oh, I
Floor
said
is yours.
Phil put up his whole thing about how he's vindicated because John's an asshole.
I did see that.
And some people were saying some things, so I responded to the other people. And I said, Phil, I'll be glad to discuss this with you anytime you want to. And he goes, no. He basically says, no, thanks. And I go, oh, so you'd rather just have a show talking about me than talk to me?
Right.
Great. And then he kept with that. There's no need for me to have a conversation with you. I said everything. And then Shuli started texting, do it on our show. Do it on our show. Which, of course, he did. So
Yep.
I guess we'll do it on his show, Phil.
All right.
See you there.
You
Not
should go
today
on.
at
You
4,
should go
though.
on today. You're fired up. I think today would be a good day for you to go on there. I think. But
I don't think anybody would be happy with me today.
let's get caught up real quick. Brother Ted, $5. Since John's IQ is equal to Albert Einstein, do you think his time would be better spent seeking advancements in particle physics? Yes. I think his time would be better spent doing anything besides what he does with his time. Hot Body 1330 with $10. Maybe it's been said, have to catch up, but Carl has said unbelievable approximately 20 times this episode. Carl's usually on top of you knows and us. I get why. This Mongo is truly unbelievable. Just a friendly note. Thank you for saying that. I do pick up on things that I say as crutches, and I will stop saying unbelievable. SG Fanboy 92, $2. Can whippets go bad? Let me major. These whippets, could they go bad? By Curious Ray with $2. What do you truly think John's IQ is? 90, 100? I'd put it in between there somewhere, probably. And I don't know a lot about IQ. I know that it's not something that necessarily you can improve on. It just kind of is what it is.
Yeah.
So I don't know if John's IQ has gone down since his brain has gotten so wet. I don't know if that's how that works or not.
Well, they can't squeeze the alcohol out of it. It's just all in there,
Yeah, it's just
making it
there.
worse and worse and worse by the minute.
It's a pickle.
If someone knows anything about how IQ works, I'd love to know more information on that. And I'd also love for him to take an IQ test. Rick U, 32, $25. Wait, Shuli, don't go. Carl has another 47-second clip of you to comment on. All right, we're doing a little loose today, okay? Normally I have all my clips pretty well procured, but today I'm just kind of winging it. F. Young.
I got a super chat from Dr. Steve because I do look at my texts during the show.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
Dr. Steve says it's good to see the butt buddies back together.
Steve. Steve wanted to rent my house. He goes, "Is it okay if I give you a 5-star and then shit all over it in the comments?" No.
Please don't.
You can't shit on my house, on the walls, in the comments. No shitting. Those are the rules I have. F. Young, $2. Up. Skinny Vinny turned on me. Do you understand that?
No.
All right. Old Craig, $2. Looking at John's dick finger is making me sick. It's repulsive.
Yeah.
This all should have been audio only. When I started this podcast, I never expected to be in front of a camera. We shouldn't be looking.
Worse,
We
right?
shouldn't be looking at John. We shouldn't be looking at me. Bob's Fake Pool, $2. It's all Mike's Way's fault. It probably is. Did you hear that part of the show?
No.
John was remembering when you messaged him about checking out Point Dabble Point. He remembers everything.
I didn't message him about checking out Point Dabble Point, and I didn't call him about Point Dabble Point.
What?
No.
He claims that's the whole reason why he was watching and texting you, because you told him to watch.
Yeah, not true.
I was wondering why you would do that.
I didn't. So here was the deal.
Wow. All
As
right.
you all know, I'm fine with this, dude. He put all this out there. I'll respond to it. That's
Yeah,
fine.
of
I'm just not
course.
going to be the one to fucking go and start the problem. Okay.
This is Vinny fired up my house 2 out of 3 days this week already. This is great.
Next, I'll be fired up at the emergency room. That day, we did the Creep Off bonus episode, and he said, "Hey, Vin, come on Point Dabble Point with me."
Yes.
And I said, "I would love to tell that fat fuck Phil Elmore that I think he's a bitch for writing a letter to the comedy club."
Correct.
And you said, "Good."
Yeah.
And I said, "Great. But if I go on that show, here's what I know is going to happen. I'm going to get my phone is going to blow up from John." And I was toying with in my brain, should I just call this guy and tell him I'm doing it, or should I not say anything?
Did you think you were going to get 8 texts in a row?
That's when my phone rang, and it was John calling me randomly.
Oh.
And I answered the phone. I said, "Hey, John, what's going on?" And he was telling me something. We had moved this meeting to Saturday. Now, this meeting, by the way, folks, was about...
You're talking to me.
There's 1,400 people watching,
Yeah,
apparently.
that's right.
And I learned this from John. You have to treat everybody like the jury ad nauseum until they all want to kill themselves.
Okay.
So
Go ahead and present your argument.
Okay.
Vinny. Floor is yours.
he wanted to do the whole point of this thing. And now he says is my fault. I made the whole thing up. A show that is about his career to highlight the best parts of him.
Okay, thank you. You just brought up another thing. I'm sorry to cut you off immediately, but now John is claiming that he never asked for anyone's help, and this was never supposed to be anything other than John doing his thing.
Oh. Is that what he says?
That's what he said, because you offered to help him out with his show, and he goes, "I don't need your help."
No. Okay. That's what happened.
All right, go ahead.
He asked me multiple times, "You think I could do something up there at that club with you guys?" Now, here's the deal, John. I fed you the picture of Carl in the cow bikini because it was funny.
Yeah, it is funny.
It was funny
I
for
agree.
me.
I still
it's
think
still
it's funny.
funny.
Yeah.
Every time, what's up? It's funny.
I agree.
And the fact that he just kept coming back, wanting more and more information on Carl, is the funniest fucking thing in the world.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And during that, shit got sad. Talking to John, shit got sad. Because a lot of people have done fucked up things to John.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of people have crossed a lot of lines and done fucked up
That
things.
is true. That is
so
true.
when
Observe and report.
when he starts saying to me, "Oh, they canceled all my gigs and this, that, and the other," I'm like, "Oh, that's kind of shitty." And he's like, "That club you got up there, you wanna come do? Can I do something up there?" I said, "I don't know, John. I don't know what you would do."
He wanted to do a whole weekend.
Yeah, that was never gonna happen.
Yeah, 5 shows in a room.
There were
that holds
also
over
things he
300
wanted in his
people.
contract that he didn't get either, so that's also fun.
Yeah.
But long story short, I said to him, "Listen, John, I don't think your value is in stand-up."
Right.
You're
Because
va-
you've seen his stand-up.
I have seen a stand-up.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but he still thinks that the squeegee bit's pretty good.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he told me that a couple times. I can't wait to see it now because that's all he's got. He's gonna have to do it
It's
70 times
It's
in
his
90
bong
minutes.
hit transplant. He doesn't realize that we're laughing because it's so bad.
Okay.
Yeah. John, if you don't know what bong hit transplant is, look that up.
And the reason, by the way, I'm fired up is because I just got off of a set of infuriating text messages with this guy.
With John?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was done with you. I thought you were blocked and he was never going to talk to you again.
No.
That's what he said yesterday morning.
I'm not blocked on anything.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So he asked, I thought about it, and I said, John, if you're going to do something, make it about your career. You're basically, dude, at this point, you're going to fucking Branson.
Right.
You're a
It's-
Branson
it's
act
a
at this point.
nostalgia act.
You're not.
Right.
You're not this cutting edge stand up comic.
No.
You don't put the fucking work in.
No.
You know what? I don't put the work in anymore. That's why I stopped doing it, because I care about the fucking art of comedy. If I'm not doing a good job, I'm not going to do it.
Right.
So, dude, I wasn't going to put him out there at Comedy at the Carlson in a stand-up show. I wasn't going to do it.
Yeah. He
I
doesn't
was gonna
qualify.
say-
He doesn't qualify.
There you go.
We just saw Dan Soder there. You got Kevin Nealon coming up. You have real working comics who are hilarious.
Yeah, Kevin, by the way, Kevin Brennan, go fuck yourself. That club doesn't have any good headliners. Yeah, we have great headliners, not you.
Yeah. That club does very well, and all the people who know Kevin Brennan who do that club are not fans.
Bro, I was in a green room with some people 2 weeks ago,
Yep.
and I won't say their names, who brought up Kevin Brennan naturally and all shit right down his fucking throat. So that's people who are actually in the comedy business. Sorry.
Yeah.
I had this meeting with John about pulling clips for his nostalgia show, because here's the deal. We got a lot of time before this thing happens. I don't want to leave a show that big up to just getting to it a week before the thing happens.
Sure.
So I wanted to make sure everybody was on the same page, and I wanted to basically say to him, tell me about these stories that you want to talk about and the things that you want to talk about, and then Cardiff and I will go and figure out what we need to pull and what we need to do to present what you want to present.
Right.
We had a
You want to make
meeting.
this a multimedia
Correct.
show.
I wanted to have this meeting with him on that Wednesday.
Yes.
Okay. I had to move the time of the meeting because of something that happened at the club.
Okay.
And I, hours in advance, said, John, got blindsided with something at the club. Can we please move this? That won't work for me.
Okay.
Well, it's my fault for moving it. When will work for you? How about Saturday?
Oh, so he picked the day and the time.
How about Saturday at 1 o'clock? My time. So that's 4 my time.
Right.
I had to be at the club for Dan Soder at 7 o'clock for something.
Okay.
So I had to be there anyway, and I was like, I changed the time. I'm not going to be the difficult one.
Sure.
Sure, John, if that's what you want to do. So I legitimately came in 3 hours early to have this meeting, and I sat there waiting for him for 20 minutes. And I'm just like, do I want to chase him? I don't even want to have this fucking meeting. Do I chase him? I said, you know what? I'm going to send him an email right now and just say, hey, dude.
So it was an email.
It was an email.
It wasn't a text.
It was
or a
absolutely
phone
an
call.
email, 100%. And I'm going to be honest with you guys.
Because you're just like, I didn't want to have this fucking meeting anyway.
Correct.
Okay.
And that is full disclosure.
Yeah,
I didn't
that
want
makes
to do it
sense.
anyway.
Yeah.
And so it was like a half-assed attempt at communication. I'll fully admit that.
Sure.
So you are correct. But I did send him something, and I waited. Then, whatever, nothing happened. I did not chase John. I had no intentions of chasing this motherfucker down because he's annoying as shit.
Well, that's very interesting, though, because this changes the entire story. Where John, we were just playing the clip where he says he's at Jersey Mike's, right? Is that the name of the place? I've never been there before.
Yes, I
Mike's
haven't
Mike.
been there either, but yes.
So he says at Jersey Mike's, and you messaged him and told him to get home by 1 o'clock to see
Nope,
the show that
never
we're
happened.
doing. But he actually called you for something.
Correct.
That changes.
Correct.
Changes things.
I don't know if he was a fucking Jersey Mike's when he called me, but he called me.
Yeah.
And because I was sitting there trying to decide if I was going to even tell him I was doing this or just wait to get fucking texted and yelled at later.
Right.
So when he called, I just said, you know what,
And
dude,
I just want to point out, you've never trashed John.
Never.
And it's so crazy to me that you somehow avoid trashing John at all times. And he just sees you on my show and goes, he's trashing me.
Yeah.
It's like, what did he say?
Okay. So this meeting, guys, I didn't want to have this meeting anyway. It was inconveniently placed at a time I didn't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't show up, and I didn't make a big thing out of it. I didn't fucking even bother texting him or saying anything. I wanted to see how he was going to react after missing the meeting. I wanted to find out what his good excuse was.
Okay.
So then on Tuesday, I get a message from somebody with a tweet. John's calling you a loser on Twitter.
Oh, great.
And I'm like, what the fuck? What did I do? And I'm like, Jesus Christ. So I look at it, and he's complaining about the show that I went on and defended him on.
Right. Right.
And Carl, that show. Okay.
That is the craziest point dabble point I mean, we've been people have been talking about this episode.
Do you remember how
for
you said to
weeks
me?
now.
Do you remember what you said to me after that show?
No.
You said, I wasn't sure how you were going to handle that.
Yeah.
And I wasn't either. I went into it just playing it by fucking ear. I knew I wanted to fucking call out Phil.
Yeah.
But the other thing that was going on was psychotic fucking blowing up my phone was happening during the show.
Yes.
And Phil, by the way, likes to brag. Vinny couldn't even look at me in the eyes. He was looking at his phone because he was so intimidated by me.
Okay.
I was reading fucking John's psych insanity,
Yeah.
trying to figure out what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah.
I hate everybody. I hate everybody.
I understand.
I want you to know that.
Yep.
I really, truly do.
I get it.
So
I can tell by the way you're ringing the doorbell upstairs. Like, there's someone angry up there.
yeah. Just want to make sure you heard
It's
me.
all good. It's all good.
Okay. So I sent him a text message with the tweet. Hey, John, are you calling me a loser here? I'm a little confused. What happened to I'll never draw first blood.
Yeah.
I'll never insult you, Vinny.
Yeah.
Last interaction I had with the guy was, hey, man, listen, I'm doing the show, and I don't like this guy, Phil, and I'm going to go fucking call him out for this.
Yeah.
Good, Vin, that's great. I didn't say go watch the show. I didn't tell him anything. I didn't go, oh, John, you got to watch me. I'm going to go get him for you. I wanted to fucking get Phil. I don't like Phil.
Yeah, I know.
So,
Okay. All right. So I think we're all caught up now.
okay.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So this
but
is
within-
so petty. This whole thing is so bizarre. I can't believe everyone's yelling about this.
But Carl, the thing with this meeting was, it was not the text message. The text messages were he's a prick. He's
Yeah.
a fucking prick.
Oh, I know. He read every single text.
he's a
back
prick.
and forth. He's a prick.
Then I sent him a long message telling him, and he reads it, I believe, that where I say, dude, you're on your own for your show. I'm done helping you. He calls me fucking hammered.
That's right. I forgot about this.
Hammered. Vinny, I like you, bro. I like you, man. Vinny, why are you mad at me? And I go, John, you blew off a meeting and decided to be a complete asshole about it when I'm trying to help you. I said to you, dude, you're going to teach me a lesson because I didn't respond back to your tweets that had to do with the situation during a show that was over with.
Yeah.
I need to get right back to you on that. I got things to do, John.
Oh, you know what? That's a pretty good point. So John's big thing, how you're unprofessional. And he says this on the show. He goes, I've never dealt with someone who was so unprofessional. He never responded to my text messages. I sent him 8 text messages. He never responded to them. But then when he showed the text messages, they were all about what you were supposed to say to Phil in the moment.
Yes.
So once that moment is passed, what are you supposed to do? Who cares?
Correct. And
Who
there was
cares
a
if you
meeting
respond
the
or
next
not?
fucking day, John. There was a meeting the next fucking day.
But he had to show you that he was mad
But
at
he
you.
wanted to call me out. And if the tweets and the texts that he wrote were his way of calling me out for not responding to his text messages.
Right. He's difficult to deal with.
Yeah.
This John
And that's why I
character.
bowed down. And I was diplo-fucking-matic on your show, Carl.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, I don't know how you've been able to maintain, I should say, this relationship with John as long as you did. It's so difficult.
It started off as useful idiot.
Yes.
It started off as useful idiot, fuck with Carl.
Yeah.
It turned into, boy, I feel fucking bad for this guy.
That's
That's my fault.
You know
it's
what?
my fault. I fell
think
for it.
That's
Sorry.
the dynamic that John doesn't understand about you and me. We have a show together called The Creep Off where we're competing against each other every single episode. And we do want to win because the Wheel of Consequences sucks.
That's the point of the Wheel of Consequences.
Right.
You don't want to get it.
It's to make it so we take it seriously and we do our best.
It doesn't work.
So we're constantly busting each other's balls and fucking with each other. So when
Constantly.
you send the photo of me in the cow bikini to John, I get that. That's funny. That's part of our show.
I told you I was
That's
going
part
to
of the
do
whole
it.
thing.
I told you
That's
before.
what this is, John. That's what we're doing, you fucking moron. He's just like, I thought Vinny was a pretty cool guy. He sent me that photo of Carla.
And the fact of the matter is, as far as every interaction I've had with John, up until like today,
Yeah.
I've been nothing but pleasant and nice.
Yeah.
And I'm done with that. That Vinny's gone.
I like
That fucking game's over.
I like that.
I like
Jen,
nice
you-
Vinny.
Yeah, you look nervous right now.
He's so fired up.
Janet Jacob, the dabbling game. Yes, we do have to. That's a great idea. Did you hear about our idea? We're going to create a game show around Stuttering John.
Oh, good.
It's going to be fantastic. Swa sticker with $2. Pipe explodes at club. Paulina argues on Twitter X.
Yes.
Richie Duran, $5. They say girls want to marry a man like their father. John has one daughter that turned gay and one turned guy. Okay. Trashing my kids.
I was just gonna say, careful.
Careful, Richie. Gonna get in trouble. DJQ, $20. Fuck Stuttering John. Vinny has no idea how lucky he is to be done with this albatross. Love you guys. Keep up the great shows. Love you, DJQ.
I am very aware. And he had the balls today to tell me that he and I are fine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He made up with you?
Oh, no. I'm not making up with him.
No, I know, but he thinks he's put that.
Oh,
past
no,
him.
no. He sent me a whole fucking ultimatum today.
Is he online right now? I wonder if
I don't give a
looking at the
shit.
chat. Doko Chris, $5. Don't put John in a sauna. The alcohol vapors may explode. Here's Dr. Steve. $5. Good to see the butt buddies back together again. Fuck Phil Elmore.
Thank you, Dr. Steve.
Dr. Steve, not a Phil Elmore fan. All right. Maybe we can get those two guys to yell at each other.
Well, he does need a doctor. It looks like he's in need of a hospice doctor, I think.
Oh, dang lizard. March 10th, the Carl effigy voodoo ceremony. I know. I don't know what John thinks that's going to be. That's where we just left off when you got here talking about John doesn't understand the difference between a roast and a comedy show. Mm-hmm. He goes off on this, and I don't even have the clips. It goes on forever. John, I don't know if he purposely misses the point or just misses the point because he's stupid. It's hard to tell sometimes. But John goes, oh, so they're saying that I can't roast Carl if he's not there? Well, right, 'cause that's what a roast is. The person's there. Oh, so like when Jay Leno would make fun of Obama, he wasn't allowed to do that? Or when Chris Rock told jokes about, he's not allowed to do that? It's like, that's what comedy is. Like, no, I know what comedy is, John. You're explaining you're going to get a person. Jay Leno never got a black person to dress up like Obama and then call him out to his face as if he was Obama. That's what John was talking about doing at the show. Very, very different than a comedy routine about me or reacting to clips like we did at the Dabby Awards or the live podcast.
So when I pulled out of the show, my biggest takeaway that I want everybody to realize is when I said, John, I'm done helping you. You're on your own, dude. If you need anything, you could email me. Mm-hmm. His first instinct was, I'm gonna roast Carl now.
Yep.
Because you know what it is, dude? If you want to break it all down to what this all is, and if you watch any interactions that I've had publicly with John or the shit that he said, he's insanely jealous of you, Carl.
Yes.
He is insanely jealous of you.
I've noticed that.
He's obsessed with the fact that I'm your friend.
Yep.
He's obsessed with the fact that I would defend you in any way, shape, or form, even when you are very much in the right on stuff and he is wildly wrong. He'll sit there and argue to the end and be confused. It's like he wants to claim everybody's obsessed with him.
Yeah.
At this point, he's throwing punches in the air at anything he can and blaming you for it.
Oh, I know. When we were watching him scroll through his Twitter and he had 5 tweets of my picture in a row, and I'm like, who's obsessed with who over here? Mm-hmm. I'm not spending all of my time worried about Stuttering John Melendez.
I think he's the one who's jelly.
I owe Susanna $5. From what I can remember, John says he will do his old set at the Carlson. Is this true?
That's what he told me he was going to do.
Can he do that?
Do whatever he wants. Don't give a fuck.
Do whatever the fuck he wants. All right, since you brought that up, I want to play this part of the video. Every time I pause it somewhere, it's hilarious. All right, check this out.
Professionally, you would honor the request of the star of the show.
I would if they weren't an asshole.
Yeah, so this is John saying, Vinny, you cannot allow Carl to come in. This is what he got mad about. When I go, Vinny, I'm going to go to the show. And you go, yeah, of course. Go.
He's on it. Okay, so listen, guys. He likes to read text. I might just bust into my phone in a second because I'm feeling kind of bitchy. He doesn't understand.
I like this video.
A lot of things.
Yeah. No, he doesn't.
I'm trying to figure out the best words for this.
Okay.
John is, like I said, obsessed with you.
Mm-hmm.
He could have made this whole thing about himself, and he is a narcissist. Everybody who calls him a narcissist, very right.
Correct.
Like, I like how Vince the lawyer thinks that, like, all these people think I don't know that. Mm-hmm. I know he's a narcissist. But
he thinks
he has an opportunity.
He's a celebrity. I know I'm a big celebrity, Vinny. I'm probably making nervous.
I have Kevin Nealon coming to the show.
Yeah.
I have Kevin Nealon hanging out here all this weekend. Kevin Nealon has been on SNL in 25, 30 years, and he is 1,000 times more famous than you, John.
That's a good point. Yes.
I had Dan Soder 2 weeks ago, 1,000 times funnier. I had D. Ray Davis this past weekend, funnier and more famous than you.
Yes, correct.
You couldn't get a weekend at our club if you begged.
And he tried.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and I showed fucking mercy like an idiot.
All right.
You have proven to everybody one thing, John, that I am too nice and an idiot. That's what you've proven to everybody. Thank you for that. Oh, my point about John.
Save that.
He had the opportunity to do a show about himself, and he chose not to do that to do a show about you.
Right.
That's how crazy he is.
Yes, I know. He goes, no, but it was only going to be 10 minutes. 10 minutes out of 90 minutes. Vinny.
It would have been the whole fucking thing. You would have been going on and on and on about how
Yeah.
fucking everybody shits on me.
I would love to get a word count for Snaggletooth, Lady K, Lazy K, Walrus, Carla. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to shut up now.
Okay, listen to this. This is funny.
Told you how to live your life. I've never told you who to be friends with, who not to be friends with. This whole fucking thing has been maddening.
Yeah, because he tells you not to be my friend, which is the weirdest thing. Adults don't do that. John did the same thing to his poker buddy that he wasn't allowed to be Anthony Cumia's friend.
Okay.
Okay, here we go again. More horse shit.
So he calls it horse
See,
shit.
the amount of fucking horse shit, it just keeps piling up.
So John just said.
I'm going to fight him.
So John just said that it's horse shit that John tells people who they can be friends with, and now he proves that he does do that right here.
I never told Vinny don't be his friend. I said you shouldn't be because he's a fucking asshole.
Over and over again.
Over and over again, multiple times on your show when you called into his show. He told you multiple times you shouldn't be my friend. John, it's the same fucking thing. Semantics? What are we arguing here? I didn't say he couldn't be his friend. I just said he really shouldn't be because the guy's a jerk. I don't know why he doesn't realize it.
So he's half right.
Crashes one's children.
Oh, again.
But you want to be his friend? I don't give a fuck.
Yes, you do.
Yes,
I don't give
you
a fuck.
do.
You can go fucking hang out and dress up in ladies' clothes with Carl.
Oh, that's a tell. That's a tell that you actually do care. You want to go dress up in ladies' clothes.
We're going to the mall later.
Oh boy.
Nobody's taking John to the mall.
Jesus.
John's sitting in a shitty apartment, being all mad at us.
So he's just proven that he doesn't want you to be my friend, and he's told you that many times. Okay. What about this other guy that he told not to be friends with Anthony?
I can give a shit. And as far as Mike Gillingham, that's the person that Lady K, Snaggletooth, is not even caring about the name. I did a gig
Because he's
for
not
Mike.
he's not a person anyone knows. That's why I don't give a shit about knowing the name. I've talked to Mike. I know Mike.
We became friends. I introduced him to Pocky. And we went and played cards with Pocky.
Yep. And you made him get money out for you because you lost your money and didn't have any more. And so he had to go to the ATM to get you money. Yep, we know the story. All right, keep going.
And then me, my brother, and Mike Gillingham heard Pocky trashing my stand-up.
Trashing his stand-up. He goes, there's plenty of parking there. He was actually pretty nice about it, to be honest with you, John.
If someone is calling your stand-up trash, John,
they're accurate.
They're actually just labeling it. They're literally like, hey, somebody needs to take out the stand-up act. It's starting to fucking smell.
Stinks.
It's starting to fucking stink up the whole room. I mean, it's been
And
sitting there, what, 30 years, John?
Yeah, it's going bad. Do comedy bits go bad? Yes. They expire, John, yes.
And even Mike was like, that's pretty shitty. I go, yeah, especially because he was laughing the whole time. I go, you're not going to play poker with him again, are you? He goes, no.
John said to this guy, you're not going to play poker with my enemy anymore, are you? This is the thing that John just said was horseshit. He did do this. This is exactly what we're talking about, John. This is not what adults do. You don't tell people who they can play poker with. This does not happen. This is not a thing in the world, you moron.
Well, John isn't one for self-awareness.
No, he most certainly is not. As he's trying to prove that I'm wrong, he's proving that I'm right.
I won't. And then he does. Well, I mean, I'm the one who introduced you. You're my friend. Then suddenly, because
I mean, no analysis needed. I don't need to say anything else.
you're enamored with Pocky, you drop me for fucking Pocky?
Yeah, Anthony's a fun guy to hang out with, and you're a loser. So, yeah.
That's the guy he made go to the ATM, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. He can't believe it.
What?
He made this guy drive him all around the
I
city.
let you lend me money.
Let me tell you something. If I had a choice right now, the way I feel, of having a lovely dinner in a beautiful restaurant with John Melendez or walking around the streets of New York City with Anthony Cumia while he's wearing the fucking sign Bruce Willis wore in Die Hard with a Vengeance, I pick Cumia.
I'd rather have dinner with Opie than hang out with Stuttering John Melendez.
Let's not get crazy.
I know. I got a little nuts right there. Let's get back to the super chats real quick. Oh, that's the one we just did. Dennis Michaels, $5. I don't know, Vinny. It's almost like John is a bad guy and deserves the living hell that his life has become. Weird.
Yep.
Dennis Michaels nailed it. Very good. Average cracker, $10. Hey, Vinny, you might want to rethink kicking Stutcho out of your life. Looks like you've lost a few pounds with his work.
That's not wrong.
Yeah? Are you not eating?
I really am. I'm not.
Aw.
Listen, you know me pretty well.
I do.
I've been fucking livid
I know.
off air for weeks dealing with this fucking guy.
He's very annoying.
And trying to be nice to him
Yeah.
is what pisses me off the most, because I've had to be nice to him. And I had this idea in my brain that at some point I knew it was going to end up where we are today.
Yep.
I always knew that. You and I have discussed it at length. I know John is not going to stop being John.
Right.
But I thought, naively, that I'm doing this for the right reasons. I'm going to treat this guy fairly, and it will happen, but hopefully it'll happen closer to when the event starts, and it'll create all sorts of buzz, and people will want to come see it now.
Yeah.
That's what I was hoping for. That was
Sure.
the ideal scenario, because I knew this shit was going to fucking happen. But I was trying to just fucking guide the ship the best that I can.
One day we'll look back at this time in history and laugh, Eddie.
Yeah,
One-
it'll be
one
at my
day we'll have
fucking
fun.
funeral. You'll all be going, holy shit, it killed him. Holy shit, it fucking killed him. I can't believe it.
On your tombstone, here lies Vinnie Paulino, best friends with Stuttering John.
See, and that's why I love you. Those are the kind of pranks I like. I'd be
I'll
looking
pay
up
an extra for that shit.
I'd be looking up from hell going, motherfucker. I can't wait till Carl gets here. I'm going to get him for
Kidney
that.
with $5 says Vinny owes me $100 because Roman won on Saturday. He may not remember placing that bet because he's been exposed to John for too long. Yeah, you do owe Kidney $100, Vinny.
Oh, okay. Give me your Venmo, Kennedy. I'll pay you.
So,
I
Vinny.
guess. What?
In a 90-minute show, 10 minutes is not that much,
Okay.
is it?
No,
It
it's
wasn't
not.
a whole show roasting Carl. It was 10 minutes that I thought people would like, since Carl roasted me for an entire show,
Weekend.
along with
Weekend.
you.
Weekend.
And you
Nice.
said some pretty shitty things about me, Vinny, in the past. So don't fucking sit there like a fat fucking angel.
That's what I wanted to play. That was the thing I wanted to play.
I am the dabbleverse's chubby little cherub, John.
Like a fat fucking angel. We're going to need bigger wings.
That part made me laugh really hard when I heard it the first time.
Oh my God. John. So here's the other approach that I had with John with shit was, John, I've said lots of shit about you. I'm on Front Street. I've made fun of you a lot.
It's on the internet. It's
Yeah.
hard, it's hard to
Like, I would
avoid.
never deny it. Like,
Yeah.
I never, ever denied it. But I said, John, I'm putting all that aside. We got a clean start, fresh slate. That's how I approach it.
People don't know this, but when we're not doing the creep off, all Vinny does is trash John's kids.
all day long.
He loves trashing John's kids. He's like, Carl, the mics are off, right? I go, yeah, Vinny, the mics are off. And then he's just like, let me tell you about John's kids. And then I have to sit there for an hour and a half. All right, yep, no, I know. Losers, right? I get it.
Why are you just doing that now?
Because John is so dumb, he'll believe that. That's why I just did that.
I know.
To prove that John is a stupid retard.
Yeah,
I
well.
used the R word there, John. You are retarded. You're slow.
You're like a scientist trying to prove water is wet. We get it.
So you still don't know gravity? I'll show you. I'll demonstrate it for you right now.
Are you some kind of witch?
General GK with $5. This seems cathartic for Vinny. Glad he's able to get this off his ample chest.
My bosoms are heaving. I'm feeling a little lighter, thanks.
Oh,
Vincenzo, DabbleCon reunion 3/10/24.
Guys, through all of this, I just want you all to know something.
Can we
through
book-
all of this, even through the friendly times with John, if you don't think there's a plan B for this whole thing,
there is a plan.
you're
B.
out of your goddamn mind.
But if John does do the show on Sunday, March 10th,
Yeah.
should we rent out Radio Social, which is the place next door, and do
I
a
could
show
call them
there?
for you. I know them
You think
very
Market-
well.
Oh, I do too. You think Mark Kipley will be upset with us? If we,
Yes, but
we
but I'd go over there with you guys and he'd probably calm down.
That's great.
Listen, if I had a choice of which one I would go to,
Oh, yeah.
I would watch John fail in front of everybody.
I'll pay people $5 to come and watch me bowl, just to do something different. Rick U 3220, $5. Keep saying Jersey Mike's, and they'll have to sponsor you. Jersey Mike's, Jersey Mike's, Jersey Mike's. Lockie McDonald, our boy.
The man.
Is it gay to be watching Vinny while painting pictures for him, asking for a friend?
Very.
No, it's not.
Are you using your penis to paint it?
Those sneakers are gonna.
Oh.
I've seen what's coming out with those. Those are gonna be fucking.
I want to tell you guys something right now.
Pop it.
If you are fucking into sneakers or shoes at all, Lockie's doing this thing. Check out Dr. Omega Tattoo on Instagram. Amazing. He's
really
so
good,
talented.
really good stuff.
And if you need a tattoo and you're in Boston, go see him.
He also created the Wheel of Consequences for us, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So Lockie's a good dude. Dang Lizard, €2. SJ allegedly pays professionals to be his butt putty. Allegedly. We don't know that for sure. Warren, $2. Vinny is a saint. We all appreciate him for it. Oh, interesting.
Thank you.
Interesting. People are starting to recognize what you've been going through here.
I've tried to fucking keep, like, part of me really enjoys being the fucking heel.
Oh, I know.
And so, like,
Wow, I'm aware.
part of me really fucking laughed after I did that show with John and everybody was fucking going crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I was going, holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm a heel by being a face.
Mm-hmm.
This is like the kind of psychology, like natural things that happen that wrestlers fucking dream of.
Yeah,
And I fucking walked into it.
you nailed it. And then
Everything fed to hell.
you couldn't
but,
get
yeah.
out.
No. stuck.
Swa sticker, $5. Can we get a losers leave town slot for the creep off wheel when Paulina loses? Love the other two on this podcast. All right, well, not everybody's on board with you there, Vinny.
Great.
I do like the idea of a loser leaves town consequence.
I'll volunteer.
Dang Lizard, another €5. I'll say it again. The best SJ can do is the Andy Kaufman Great Gatsby reading, but with easy for you to say. Oh, that would be good.
That would be amazing.
When I was a young man, my father gave me some advice that I have been turning over in my head. Never.
Next pick, $7. Came for the creep off, stayed for the Stut Show takedown. Yes, that's why we did it in this time slot, because people are like, there's not enough Stuttering John content on the internet. Just, you
How
read
is it
that message
possible?
a few times, like, all right, fine, I'll get some Stuttering John content out there for you. I didn't realize.
The wellspring.
Eddie Valentino, $2. Stut Joe set would make a great drinking game. Yes. People would get very wasted.
That's the only way you're going to make it funny.
It would be like a Bert Kreischer crowd if we did a Stuttering John drinking game at his live show. The Looney Tunes critic, $10. Even if John doesn't show up March 10th, I wouldn't need a refund for the tickets. Being in a room full of vindicated dabblers would be worth the price of admission. That's interesting.
That would be
Maybe
funny.
we just watch a movie together.
So here's the deal.
What movie
I-
can we watch?
I
One
need
too
to let
many?
every-
One
everybody
too
know.
many, I was going to say.
I need to let everybody know my policy, just so everyone is clear. I said this on Uncle Rico last night.
Okay.
I stuck my head in on that.
Oh, I didn't see you on there.
Yeah, they asked me, Shuli asked me a bunch of times, and I just want to tell everybody this. John, I want you to know, there is zero way I am canceling your show.
Right. The
Your
show
show
on.
is not going to be canceled by me.
There's a signed contract.
You get to show up here, and
Yep.
we're going to watch you,
Yep.
and you get to entertain everybody. Have at it.
He tried to make it seem like in the contract, because I messaged you about this, because during the show, he made it sound like he has a contract that says I'm not allowed in the club for his show. So I'm like, is that really a stipulation of the contract?
It's not in his
not.
contract.
Okay.
What he is claiming, and I'll tell you right now, because I don't
Okay.
give a shit anymore. Fuck you, John.
Run Daz says, Vinny touches flame. Hey, you burned me. Well, yeah.
Guys, like I said, I always
mom.
knew we would get to this point. I was just hoping to be a little bit closer to showtime.
Yeah, no shit. We're a little ways out still.
Honest to God, if he cancels tomorrow, I'll have a big smile on my face, but I'll be even happier to watch him go up on stage on March 10th
Yeah.
and do his show.
Oh, yeah, no.
I cannot wait to see
It's going to be fantastic.
the show that he's going to put on that's better than anything I could have ever done. I can't wait to see it now.
I can't wait to see it either. It's going to be horrible.
Well,
John
he
has
sent
no
me
talent.
An earlier text message that we had, and he's claiming that we had a verbal contract or a text contract that I said you couldn't be in the building, and it's cut in an interesting way, like the way he screenshot it cuts off parts of the conversation.
Okay.
And I'll read this to you, and you tell me if you think anybody would ever enforce this.
Okay, let's hear
Okay. This is where it starts. Tell him off the air. This is not a bit. And this is him telling me to tell you and Shuli not to come to the show.
Okay.
Now, by the way, here's a newsflash for everybody. I'm sorry to do this, Shuli, but this is the truth. When John told me to do this, Carl was like, I'm not going to go.
Yeah.
I called Shuli And Shuli was like, I don't care. I'm never going to come to that. I just want to fucking bust his balls. I said, good. Because if you bust his balls and you keep him angry, that's more reason he has to actually show up and do the show.
Right.
So I said, Shuli, let's just say you were a real prick about it. You were going to go. You're going anyway. Let's keep him angry.
Yeah.
That was the idea. Mm-hmm. Fuck everybody. I don't care anymore.
So wait, what does he say? What's the part of this?
Tell them off the air. This is not a bit. And I said, what, Shuli and Carl are on the no entry list? Yes. I said, well, no problem. I'm fine with keeping that off air. And he goes, for their own safety.
That's a threat.
And I go, listen, I'm not Vince the lawyer. And he goes, you're a good man. I know that. This is what it says. This is literally what he texted me to tell me, show me my verbal contract.
Yeah. Remember, you agreed that I was going to beat them up if they showed up. I mean, come on, it's right
oh,
there.
Yeah,
black and white.
yeah. The judge is going to go, yeah, you're right. He does have a case. And then I said to him also when he sent me that today, I said, I will also be glad to present his evidence. Mm-hmm. All of the clips you telling him, I don't care if they come. I don't care.
Yeah. No, I know.
John,
it's a lot of mixed.
Fucking talk out of both sides of your mouth a little bit more.
Messages. And here's his mom coming with $2. Wait, did John actually say a man dropped him?
Coof fucking head at birth.
Coof wants to thank you, Vinny, for not killing yourself or Stuttering John.
I'm getting closer, Coof. You better send more money.
No. Everyone's happy here. Vinny and Angel, be careful of KFC.
Okay.
$10, Vin, stay strong and never let him weasel his way back into your head via his guilt trips. Calling it now, he will act like the show is on and days before will cancel, claiming he has COVID.
Hi, guys. Plan B is, listen, if you bought tickets for the show, I'm not going to let you down. You're the people I care about. I don't give a fuck about him.
I owe Susanner $5. I was at DabbleCon and saw Vinny run around the club like a madman. He did a great job. Too bad it has turned sour. You tried, buddy.
Thanks. I did try.
You did.
And I quit. I give up. Uncle. I said uncle.
Dang Lizard. Let's see. What song is this that he's singing? So when I'm lying in my bed, thoughts running through my head, and I feel the love is dead, Vinny's a fat angel instead. All right. I don't know what the melody is.
I don't either. But can we sing Hello, Mudda? Hello, Father.
That was a good one.
Buy me a house. I got a stutter. That was
funny,
the fucking funniest thing. I was laughing so hard in my car at that.
MJ Gill, $5. John exact words were, if you play poker with Anthony, I'll never talk to you again. Clear ultimatum. I was better friends with Ann at that point. Thank you. Mike's here. Good. Thank you. Jesus, this is what I mean. John is so bad at this that he lies and then admits that he's lying immediately afterwards and tries to gaslight us. See? I don't tell people who to be friends with. You just admitted you did. And this is even worse. I'll never talk to you again. It's him or me. You got to pick. Why? It's always going to be the other person. If you
I can't go play cards with somebody at a game with like 10 other people. I'm not allowed to be there because he said you're not good at stand-up. You thin-skinned pussy.
What a pussy. This is 40 chess by Vinny. Well played, sir.
I fucking tried. Guys, you got to understand something.
This is just the beginning of the third act, just so you guys know.
I want you guys to understand something. My whole strategy here was not to fuck with him.
I know.
Was to just watch and see what happens. It's almost like I'm fucking Jane Goodall, Carl.
Yes.
I went to the fucking mountains to watch the
In
gorilla.
a lot of ways, yes.
More ways than one.
Yes.
The titties, right? It's the titties, right?
Comparison. I like that. Uncle Jack, in John's beer-soaked brain, it's going to be the best show ever. Oh, my God.
Good. Can't wait.
I can't imagine that John has any confidence in himself. I don't know how that's even possible.
Well, I don't think he does.
Hey, Pat Oates, he wants to open for John. This is great. Also, can I open for John?
You know what, Pat? If John will pay you, please be my guest. Ask him. It's fine by me. Love to see you.
We got to get Pat on WATP again. I was just talking about that.
You know
with
what?
Producer Chris
he
this
was
weekend.
great.
I actually thought
fantastic.
I listened to that episode. I
Yeah.
thought Pat was great. Pat,
He's
I don't know
great.
if this interests you, but please come and do a creep off with us sometime.
Oh,
That would
yeah.
you'd be great on the creep off.
He would be great on the creep off. We do it Mondays at 1:00. Red 473 $2. Vinny looks like he gives great hugs.
He does.
Vinny's not a hugger. He doesn't like being touched. He doesn't like touching.
Only the ladies.
Well,
I'll give Jenny a hug.
yeah.
I'll hug women all day long. Get over here.
My boy Christian Blatt. Who are these broadcasters?
Never heard of them.
Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern from the Blackcast. Amazing show. Tube in for more great content in 23 hours from now to the same channel for Who Are These Broadcasters with Eric Zane and I. I don't know if that's.
Did he pay you for that?
Do I need? Yeah, he paid me for that.
What the
Do I
fuck?
need to correct his grammar on this one?
I can't read it from here, so
All
you
right.
must.
Run DAZ. Take a breath, Vinny. We love you. All right, let's take a breath, Vinny. Let's get back to John. Let's see what he's saying.
You told me to take a breath, and then you put. Okay.
All right. So yeah, we left off on don't sit there like a fat fucking angel. I gotta pull that ISO. That's one of the funnier things he's ever said. Let's see here.
Fucking dick.
Okay, this is where he's saying that you're trashing him, and I disagree.
I am today. This is what trashing looks like,
Yes.
stupid.
Yeah, this is actually it, John.
Yeah.
You brought this on yourself, buddy.
8 texts. You haven't been professional at all. And you're on a show right now trashing me instead of calling me on the fucking phone.
Actually, yeah.
Holy shit.
It's getting real meta.
This just got fucking really meta.
Yeah, wow.
Wow. I think I gotta go. I might be having a stroke.
Or texting me. That is not professional, you fat fuck.
And be kind and nice.
I know.
I've tried.
No, bullshit, Vinny. You obviously have no self-awareness.
You know how you know I'm kind and nice, you fucking asshole? You want to know how you know I'm kind and nice? Because you had a fucking show. When you fucking whined about how it'd be great if I could get something going, asking me every fucking question about who I know in the business to find out if I knew anything or if I was full of shit. And then you realized, oh fuck, this guy actually is connected and he knows people. I better be really nice. John, you thought you were fucking conning me and playing me, dude. I'm not a fucking idiot. And I still was nice to you and gave you a fucking opportunity. And now guess what? It was either the worst decision ever or the best decision ever because I get to watch you fail or I get to watch you run away.
Yeah, that's true. Those are the two things that could happen, John. Prove us wrong. Those are the only two things that could possibly happen. You fail or you don't show up. Nothing else could possibly happen at this. All right.
Carl just loves this because Carl wants his buddy to not work with me.
I don't care about that.
I don't think Carl liked the idea of the show when I first told him about it. I know he didn't.
But this is, again, John projecting. Carl doesn't like it that he's working with me. I don't give a fuck what Vinny does. I see Vinny a couple hours a week. We do a show together. It's great. Outside of that, I don't give a fuck if he's hosting gay orgies. Doesn't bother me. Doesn't
Well, we
change
keep
anything in my
sending
life.
you the fucking invites. You RSVP, you don't show up.
I know. It is a dick move.
Oh my God. That everything you just said was hurtful.
I'm a bad person. I'm a bad friend.
You're a real bad friend. Hold on. I'm not.
Oh, you're like a little jilted girlfriend. I am just so done. Oh.
You two are both being little bitches on this. I'm sorry. I don't know. If
I
you heard
wasn't
it.
on this.
I don't know if you heard. I know. I don't know if you heard this before, but
What was I? No, motherfucker. Look me in the face and tell me what I was a bitch about.
When you were going through the text thread back and forth, it just seemed like you guys were both being little bitches a little bit.
Well, he was okay, maybe, but I was trying to point out to him, hey, asshole, you are the most ungrateful person I've ever met.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're fucking shitting on the people who are helping you is very evident. And basically, I'm trying to give him the road signs. You're going the wrong fucking way, asshole.
You called it a charity.
It was a charity.
Charity.
It is charity.
He got very upset.
It is charity.
He got very
it's
upset with
pity. I pity you. I fucking pitied you. I felt bad for you.
Oh, God.
You know who I feel bad for now? Everyone who actually can't get away from you.
Yeah.
That's who I feel bad for now.
I gotta watch that again. I gotta watch that again.
I'm not.
Oh, you're like a little jilted girlfriend. I am just so done. Oh. I'm so done.
Oh,
Fuck off.
no problem.
Grow a pair, will you, Vinny?
Right here, dickhead. Come fucking find him.
He tells you to grow a pair. Wow.
Didn't see any of this part. This is all new to me.
Wow.
This is very exciting.
This is the same guy who gets offended by everything. This entire airing of grievances that went on for an hour and a half before this part, and he's telling Vinny to grow a pair. This guy's trashing my kids. This guy said bad things about me. They said I'm not very good. It's like, yeah, get
John,
over it.
you're a fucking liar. You know nobody trashed your kids. You
Yes.
know Carl didn't post that book, and you don't want to admit it because you're a liar.
That's all you got.
Because you're lying.
Yes, you're
and
lying.
you know you're wrong.
You know
and if
you're
you
wrong.
don't know you're wrong, you're a fucking drunk who
Yes.
drank the fucking sense out of your brain.
You're an idiot, John. You're an idiot. Everything that you accuse me of doing is incorrect.
To the details of it, but I'm going to tell you guys this. If John is getting any help from his show, it's going to be from Cardiff Electric.
Oh, it's not. I'm done with the potato. Done. I'm not having a professional relationship
With anyone.
a fucking vegetable.
I don't know if you know this, John, but Cardiff actually is a person. He's like, why am I working with a potato? It's a filter. It's not really a potato.
Cardiff is smarter than all of us.
Yes, agreed.
And
Yeah.
listen, don't work with Cardiff. Great. You could have had something good. You could have had, dude, you don't know what you fucked up by being just a condescending prick.
Imagine people are trying to help you with something, and then you're mad at them. Only
I
Stuttering
know.
John would turn this on Cardiff, who's done nothing except for not want to reveal his true identity to anyone, including John.
He's very hung up on that. So true
I know.
story. Because, you know,
He didn't want me to know who he was. I happened to walk in on him with his mask off.
the
And he's
only
like, "Oh,
thing,
shit."
the only thing that we were talking about doing to fuck with John
Yeah.
is because he was so obsessed with getting Cardiff's mask off of him for this Q&A.
Mm-hmm.
Lockie was going to make for us a mask for Cardiff that when he took it off, there was still another mask underneath it
That's a great bit.
just to fucking piss him off.
That's always a good
Like,
bit.
there were things we were going to do that were funny, but nobody's going to help you, John. You get to stand up there by yourself. Have fun, big boy.
Ricky Bev, $2. I texted a girlfriend in high school 8 times. Still feel cringe. Yeah. If you text someone 8 times and they don't respond to you, that's on you. You look like a stalker.
There was this girl I was supposed to go somewhere with when I was 17, day after New Year's Day.
Okay.
We were supposed to go hang out, go to the mall, and I called her around 10 a.m. because we were going to go for like lunch.
Okay.
No answer. And I was like, oh, shit. I called her house 3 more times.
Oh.
And after it happened, and I was just not thinking,
Yeah.
but after it happened, I had never felt more douchey
Yeah.
and cringy. And the fact that he's going there calling me immature for not responding to 8 text messages
Yeah, it's weird.
is like no self-awareness.
No self-awareness at all.
He's an old man. He should know better than this.
No shit. That's why it's so fascinating to watch this guy. You should know better than this. James R, $2. Vinny, watch out. SJ in the best shape of his life. Oh, I know. He loves talking about what great shape
Yeah,
he's
drunk
in.
retard is a shape.
BR Longhorn, $5. I have given Vinny a hard time only because I liked him and it was hard to watch. Plus, the Vinny and Phil stuff is hard to watch. They're both fat. Good observation, sir.
Guys, I don't care. If anybody gave me a hard time on the internet, I'm not affected by that and I don't care. I understand why everybody was upset.
Yeah.
I totally get it. But I will also say this to all the people who are like, it's fucked up that you give him a penny. I would just say this. You have to pay to play.
Yeah.
That's it. You got to pay to play.
John O'Reilly, $2. Best guess SJ payday for March 10th is approximately $10,000. Is that close?
No!
No, it's not. Well, we'll see. It's a door deal, so we'll find out.
You don't know that.
Janet Jacob, $5. John is calling Vinny names. Does John not realize he's a living, building gargoyle, and Vinny is a handsome Italian angel? Thank you, Janet.
Oh, Janet.
On behalf of Vinny, I say thank you very much.
My pig heart is overflowing.
Dang
Thank you.
Lizard, €5. To stop SJ from contacting him, Vinny does a mug bang eating sandwiches with extra mayo. Mukbang? Yeah, he hates mayo. It
I'm gonna
really
fucking-
grosses him out.
I'm going to go home today and I'm going to get a jar
wanna
of
fuck with
mayonnaise
them.
and just put it around the perimeter of my house if it'll help.
You know, in medieval times, they would do that to keep the stutterers away. All right. David Chandler, this fucking guy. Who doesn't love a little David Chandler action?
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Thanks for the super chat. There's David Chandler, Gandhi, Jesus, and Abraham Lincoln. David fits right in with this group.
Yes, he does. $50. You can't point things out to John. Nothing penetrates his delusion. Ray is a self-reflective guru in comparison.
I really like David Chandler.
too. He's
I met
great.
David Chandler at DabbleCon,
Yeah.
and I gave him like the tour of the building and stuff. He's just a delightful, nice guy.
He really is. He's living his best life.
Good for him.
Erica and $2. Vinny, you are a handsome devil. Wow, Vinny is turning the whole thing around right now, looks like. Duke of all pixels, $5. Carl, when are you going to reveal that you, in fact, are Cardiff Electric? Swerve, bro. Never.
You want to know something?
Is this your rock bottom? Never.
I do a show with Cardiff in a couple hours, possibly. I don't even know if I'm doing subreddit surfing tonight, but you make him look handsome.
Dave, Sarah, $10. I'll bust a KB and repeat this over and over again. We make fun of John because he squandered 10 lifetimes of luck away with his narcissistic alcoholism.
I said that to him one
Yes.
time. I said, John,
correct.
do you ever think that maybe people are just born with a certain amount of luck and at some point it just runs out?
No, I don't think that.
Of course he does.
No, he wouldn't.
You know what? By the way, next time we do a live show, I thought about this.
Yeah.
Next time there's actually a live show, I have like 3 or 4 stories that I wrote down of shit that happened.
Ooh.
I will save them for like a really good occasion
That's
for
fun.
something. I have some fucking hysterical stories about this guy that I'm just not going to put out there yet.
If John cancels,
I'll go up on
There we
stage.
go.
Hey, I'll return to stand up for a night.
there we go. We'll tell stories you never heard before.
Shit, maybe I'll do them at Subreddit Surfing Live the
I
night
love it.
before.
I love
Maybe
that
at
too.
Subreddit Surfing Live, John. Maybe the subreddit we pick is Dabblers Anonymous.
That'd be a fun one.
Wouldn't that be fun the night before your show?
I would definitely be a part of that show.
We could do whatever we want to. We
know.
could have a mini little fucking DabbleCon the night before if we wanted. Just thought of that. Fuck you.
Swastika, vote Carl. Vinny's a sore winner and loser. Agreed, Swastika.
Yeah, he's
The
got me there.
creepoff.com.
He just got me there.
Vote Carl. Bob's Fake Pool, $2. Fact, Vinny did not call SJ at Jersey Mike's. Okay. I think that's, he's already got an updated avatar
Did he say that at like
of John with his Mike's Way sub. I love
Did
these
he
people.
say that like I somehow sensed he was in a sub shop and called him? Is that what that was about? I don't know why.
Do you want me to
he's
find it? I'll
I don't
play it
care.
for
Let's
ya.
just go move forward.
It's kind of funny because he talks about how great his memory is. It's kind of a funny segment, and we did it like a half hour ago, so why not?
John, let me tell you something. You know how I know you have a bad memory? Because you're not crying right now. That's how I know you have a bad memory. If you had a good memory and you remembered all how fucking awful and how much you've ruined yourself, you would be crying all day. So it's
true.
probably best for you to have
Self-preservation.
a terrible memory.
Yeah, self-preservation. I have a very bad memory myself, and I think it's has something to do with that. I don't complain about it.
What was going on? And now I'm going to show you my text to Vinny. While that was going on, and I'll tell you, I was on the phone with Vinny, and this is how good my memory is, Paulino. I was at Jersey Mike's getting a roast beef sandwich, and I remember they said to me, "Do you want it Mike's way?" And I'm
What's
like,
that smell?
"Do you want it Mike's way?" I go, "What?" Okay. I guess when you go to Jersey Mike's, they call it Mike's way.
That was the thing that Shuli was picking up on that I didn't pick up on. They go, "Do you want it Mike's way?" And he goes, "Huh? I can't. Okay, so if you didn't understand the person, that's one thing. But not knowing what Mike's way is another thing, because that's what that explains. This guy's an idiot.
Why is he even talking about that?
Why is he talking about getting tomatoes and lettuce on a sandwich? Who cares?
I was out of my mind to give this man a show. Out of my fucking mind.
Oh, John.
Empathy does weird things to me, guys.
Devoid of talent, John.
Fucking asshole.
It's like, lettuce, tomato. I didn't know what this thing. But I know that Vinny told me he was going to do it. And I said, "What time?" And he said, it'll start at 1 or 2, whatever the time. And
Perfect
I fucking
memory.
rushed home so I could watch.
Maybe you called me
And
when
I
you were at
started
Jersey Mike's.
watching,
I don't know why,
and
but
there
you
it
called me,
was.
dude.
There was Vinny. And I text Vinny 8 fucking times.
And there was Vinny defending me, reminding people that I was a human. What a fool he was.
Yeah, what a dumb move.
So, full disclosure, by the way, I'm sorry again.
I'm going to let this play because this
Make
is him
sure.
trying to find the text message.
Okay.
This takes over a minute. So
Okay.
go ahead.
All of
I do
the
not
shit
want
that
to
was
dox
going on,
anybody here, so let me
all
see.
that shit that I was saying, I realized John was texting me. Like, I was looking at it the
Yeah.
whole time.
Yeah, no, I know.
And a lot of the shit that I was saying was for the benefit of the fucking game we're playing here,
Yep.
of just fucking keep them happy.
Of course.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't fucking like you, John.
Well,
you
John's
are an asshole.
John's text you, which he's going to pull up here in a second, were lies.
I don't know why
He
it's
goes,
so
tell
hard
Phil
to
I never got
say
any of his
simple.
sponsors canceled. He bragged about it. He bragged about getting the sponsor
Ed's
canceled.
I know.
phone number
And he
is-
said, I never had
this issue,
sock
yeah.
accounts. Yes, he did. He admitted it to me. He has sock accounts. He's had sock
Very
accounts.
hard 'cause he blew it up
So
a
John's
little
two
bit.
things that he wanted you to argue on his behalf were both lies.
No shit. Did you see me mention any of it?
No, of course not. Like, what-
And did you also see me on that show going, you shouldn't cancel people? Canceling people is a shitty thing to do.
Correct.
Doing that is terrible.
set up
And
right,
I don't think
but
people
it's
picked
not.
up on the fact that I was not defending John. Calling out Phil is not
People
defending
picked
John.
up on that. You and Blind Mike were both on the same page.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I
Fucking
think people
hell.
were on
I
board
had
with
this all
that.
set up,
All right.
but
There's a lot of Phil hate, trust me. I see a lot of
Deserved.
FPEs out there. This
All
is
right,
still
I'm
going
not
on, by
gonna-
the way. This is still John trying to
I
pull
don't
up his
wanna
text
dox
messages. This whole time I've
anybody
just been
here,
playing
but
it
I'm
in the
just gonna show you a
background.
little bit of it.
He's unbelievable. And then
So
he
this
finally
is
pulls it up.
me.
So did you see this part, Vinny?
Dude, I've watched very little of this for my own sanity.
Yeah.
But
So this is the text that you were getting while we're doing point dabble point.
oh, I've seen those.
Yep, these are all the things. Phil also attacks my kids. I have not seen any evidence of that. I have 0 sock accounts, completely untrue. John, you've used sock accounts.
He attacked my children with the ninja star.
You use sock accounts so poorly. I don't believe that Maple Leaf Fan 4 only tweets about Stuttering John Melendez. He might also tweet about the Maple Leafs.
Somebody's got to be Googling John 7 million times. Somebody's got to be doing this.
It's amazing how Yankee Fan and Maple Leaf Fan, all they talk about is Stuttering John.
Yeah. Those guys need to get a life.
Austin Matthews has 3 hat tricks this year. Doesn't tweet about that at all. You'd think he'd be excited about
Did
that.
you guys notice how handsome John looked today with his haircut?
Matthew.
Everybody's
Lally.
stupid but you, right, John?
$5. I think we can all agree that Vinny deserves our vote in the next creep off more than Carl. What? I don't think anyone can agree to that, sir. And plus, the creep off vote is people are weaponizing it now. You're supposed to listen to the show and determine who had the better argument. or
I've
brought the
noticed,
bigger creep.
Carl. I've noticed.
Anyway,
The rules are the rules, and the game is the game. I
All
will
right.
play it however it lies.
we're gonna wind things up here. I'm getting repetitive, but I do want to read this one more time because John loves to correct people's grammar. I just have to read. Our obsession is not only pathetic, but someone laughable to a man of my intelligence. That's what John texted to Vinny. John, never talk about people's grammar ever again. You fucking retard. You dumb, dumb man. There we go. A couple more super chats, and then we'll call it a day. Rick U, 32.20, $5. Take 30% off your next Jersey Mike's order with the code W18P.
Are we going
Get
to
it
watch
Mike's
this guy
way.
fucking read these texts, this other shit? Because I want to see this.
Do you want to?
Yes, I haven't seen it.
Okay. Well, okay. So this is actually very interesting because in this text thread, he says that Muttering Jay is the one who got the sponsor taken away, Factor Meals, from the Shuli Network. And then, so you see it up on the screen right now? And then when he takes the screen down and starts reading it, then he changes what that
And
says.
then I'm going to read you everything. But here's me texting to Vinny. And I'm going to read you every text
Are you?
back and forth.
Okay.
It's all legitimate,
Oh, this is the worst
It's
format
all-
for a show.
saved.
I'm going to read text messages between me and this guy that was booking a show for me. Jesus, this is the part that got real boring for me. I'm like, okay, whatever.
He just reads all of them?
Yeah.
But this is what I started writing to Vinny. So here it is.
Okay, let's hear it. Maybe I'll hit a sound when he
Here it is.
lies.
I'm going to start from the beginning, people.
All right.
And this, I just wanted you to see that I'm not lying.
Okay.
Everything is there.
Okay.
Okay. I write to Vinny while he's on that show.
By the way, a bunch of
That
people
I
sent
just
me
showed.
things saying that he screamed at Joey C for texting people.
Yes!
Text him during the show.
Yes!
Just fuck off, John.
He
Just
got mad
fuck
at
off
Joey
into your
C
hole.
because he was texting John while he was live at the show. He's like, you know about a show, don't text me. And then he said on this very program, I might even have the note somewhere. He said on this very program, because someone called him out for that, and he goes, Vinny told me to watch it. So he's always got a justification why he's allowed to do the shit that he gets annoyed with other people for doing.
John, I hope you watch this because Listen, here's
He's
the deal,
watching.
John. You told me to go back to my little butt boy and trash you. So I just did what you told me to do, John.
That's true.
The same way I told you to get off the internet forever and not show up to a meeting.
Did you tell him to get off the internet, to get away from the dabbleverse forever?
Do you think I told him that?
I don't think so.
I said to him,
That would fuck
John,
up my business.
I think these people are fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I think that you probably would be better served in not doing a show about the dabbleverse every day. There's
Right.
better ways to make a living,
sure,
John.
for
You
sure.
could be doing a show about anything in the fucking world, but you keep doing this stuff.
About how Republicans are all racist.
Yes.
That's a fun
He
show.
is misconstruing the fact that I was saying to him, and honestly, you and I have said this behind the scenes. John was much better when he wasn't talking about this shit.
Correct.
It was so much funnier when he was actually trying to have an opinion
Yeah.
or listen to people and fucking up guest shit. That was the best job.
Oh,
Him
yes.
just watching you going, oh my God, look at that. Oh my God,
he
look
just
at his
repeats
teeth.
what I say.
Oh, so fucking funny comedian. Mr.
just-
Comedy.
He repeats what I say. He makes fun of my accent. John has the worst Long Island accent. He pronounces words wrong all the time, and he calls me out for my accent. And his only go-to is repeating what I just said. His only go-to is repeating what I just said. His only go-to is repeating what I just said. That's John's show. John. His only go-to is repeating what I just said.
He adds an R to the end of nearly every word that he says.
Yeah.
Retarder.
And then what the other thing that John does, because I've watched it when he watches me, he gets upset that I make money doing this. Who is paying this guy? Who's paying this guy for this? I can send you the list.
He's like-
I can export it.
It's funny because like Carl's kind of like Barack Obama in the way that he has a lot of little supporters that are it just adds up
right,
to a lot of
yes.
money. What do you have? Who's paying you?
I don't have a big corporate sponsor.
John, who's paying you but me, the unprofessional fat fuck?
All right, let's get back to this.
Thanks, but you're up against a whole bunch of. This is me writing to Vinny while he's on the show.
Yes.
Thanks, but you're up against a whole bunch of assholes lying about me. Phil also attacks my kids. I have 0 sock accounts. Don't let up. That's 4 texts. Keep
Two
calling
lies.
them out. Please bring up the acts of violence as Phil tried to get me canceled, which of course Lady K doesn't say anything about. It's only an act of violence.
He's not wrong.
When-
He didn't say anything.
It was on my show. I put a show together with Phil and Vinny to have this out. What are you talking about?
You didn't take
This
a
was
side.
Very much
fence-sitter.
addressed.
You didn't take a side.
John likes
fence-sitter.
to pretend that any type of email sent to anyone is an act of violence. Like that's my stance on things. John actively tried to get my Patreon taken down, which is where I make most of my money. Very different than someone going, do you know that this, hey, Dear Comedy Club, do you know this guy you're having here is threatening violence at the show? Very different, but okay.
It is different. Still bitch moves.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's me. Anybody else, it's okay, according to Carl.
He couldn't figure out who he was talking about. It's me. That's right. That's what I was talking about.
And then I said, Vinny, I didn't get the shitway sponsor taken away from him. That was some other guy.
Oh, that was some
This
other
guy
guy.
keeps bullshitting about me.
It's funny. He's mad at me that I wouldn't go out and spew his lies for him. Isn't that cute?
Yeah. Oh, I told him that was some other guy. No, you said Muttering Jay. That's what you said, is the person who did that. So now you're trying to cover up for Muttering Jay. The guy who you say yourself got you fired from your job
Oh,
at the school
I'll tell
and
ya.
has trashed your kids. I've never posted a photo of your children. I've never done any of the things that Muttering Jay has done. That guy has gone hard at you.
Well, you know, John has his own personal theories about Muttering Jay.
Oh, what are they?
Well, I'm not going to break that
Oh,
confidence.
come on.
But Muttering Jay,
Touch me in the morning and then just walk
I'll tell
away.
you off air. I'll tell you off air. There's some things I'm not going to do. I will trash you and make fun of you, John, because you definitely deserve it, especially after this fucking performance yesterday. There's no quarter left for you and me. The goodwill ship is fucking sailed, and I actually told him that earlier. You're fucking we're not fine. We will never be fine. You get to come do your show, and I'm going to laugh at you. That's where we're at, John. I forgot what to say.
I was just laughing because I'm just reading this super chat from Dang Lizard. My memory is perfect. I was at Silent Mike's ordering a Levy sandwich with a Carla Cola, and they asked if I want to pay my dues Shuli style. People are funny today. Barbara Bowie. Fired Up Vin is the best. This will go down in Dabbleverse history, akin to Kumia takedown show of John. Thank you. Well, wouldn't that be fantastic? This has been great, Vinny. Thank you for popping over here. What a fun surprise that was.
Well, I didn't plan on it. I was listening to the car
Yeah.
I was running at Aaron, and I was like, oh, fuck it. I'm 5 minutes from his house.
Awesome.
He won't be mad at me.
John O'Reilly, $5. Vin, aside whether Phil should have sent email to Club, in your opinion, was Phil's email factual accurate?
Okay, great question. Great question.
You're really making this difficult on me.
It's a great question.
Thank you,
and I would
John
love
O'Reilly.
to. I would love to just very clarify my stance on a couple of things with that. And I'm sorry if we're going long.
I wasn't
Phil?
planning on going this line today, but it's fine.
Phil, whether or not he said anything that was incorrect or not true, the fact that he sent that email and what that email was saying is, do you guys realize that you're bringing in somebody who's violent, who's going to start a problem?
Mm-hmm.
Now, say that went to my boss, and they look at that and say, Vinny booked this. Vinny, what the fuck? You're bringing this guy in? Which probably would have been well-deserved. But at the time, that wasn't going to happen. But there were things that could have happened that could have gotten me personally in trouble.
Sure.
And also the fact that we on this show preach all the time, stay the fuck out of it.
Sure.
And Phil, at that point, is just a guy sitting on his couch who had to get up and go defend his favorite podcast heroes by sending a letter to let everybody know.
I'm not going through this again. We know.
That's where I'm at with
We've hashed
Phil.
all of this.
So I never said what he said was
it
incorrect.
Was accurate. It's a dick move to try to get people canceled.
Correct.
Yes, that's
That's my point.
We're all on the same page on this. I'm sorry
Okay,
if I haven't
good.
made that abundantly clear. I
So
don't think you
Phil
should try
made
to
a
get-
dick move?
Yes, you should never try to get people canceled.
Thank you.
I was trying to play devil's advocate.
I know, but stop.
We're on the
He
show.
really fucking deserves to not think that that's a good move.
He knows
People-
it's not a good move. He's apologized for it. He says he wouldn't
hasn't
do it
apologized.
again.
How is apologizing going? The only reason I regret it is because John wouldn't have learned anything from it. That's not an apology, and that's not owning anything. You're a fucking fat, bloated, fucking boy, just blabbermouth, dude. You go on your show and you act all fucking philosophical. You're too stupid to know how to fucking pull a clip. And you talk out of your asshole, Phil.
He's going to flashlight fight you.
Great. He could go fleshlight himself.
Flashlight.
You fucking loser shut in from Syracuse.
He used to live by the airport here in Rochester. Do you know that?
Yeah, beautiful area.
Yeah, really nice.
Gorgeous place.
If anyone wants to live there, you can afford a house.
Which is probably going to be by the hotel where I'm going to put John up.
That's right. Do you have any guarantee of where he's staying?
Nope.
Okay.
Oh,
that's
I get
fun.
to be very creative. You think? By the way, John, you think there's not going to be a tab for you in the green room? You think we're giving you free beers, asshole?
Yeah, no outside food or beverages.
Yep.
It's
Correct.
Not allowed. Not allowed at the club.
Do I get a show drink?
All right.
Fuck off.
Is there anything that we haven't said that needs to be said before we call this one?
Yeah. For anybody
Rock
who's
this one.
ever questioned my allegiance to the dabbleverse this entire time, I'm going to ask Carl one question. Please be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Who made the Dabble Point logo?
That was my buddy Vinnie Paulino. Thank you for making that for me. And really quick turnaround too. We did a show at noon, and then I go, "Hey, I'm doing the show at 4. Can you make a logo for me?" And you put together a couple different sizes. And
Yeah.
you did a nice job.
I'm
Thank
a real
you.
asshole.
I appreciate it.
I'm a real fucking asshole.
All right. This has been eye-opening, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, very educational.
Very educational today. This was a lot of fun. Thanks again to Shuli and the Shuli Network for hopping on. Thank you to Vinnie Paulino for coming over. Check out Subreddit Surfing Mondays. You guys doing that tonight, maybe? You don't know
I
yet?
wasn't planning on it,
Okay.
but I might. I mean, I did this. I might just fucking.
Dude, if
wow.
you want to hang out here and hop on Uncle Rico.
Are you going on? Is that fat fuck Phil on there right now?
I don't know. I mean,
Because
not
I'm
now.
fired up enough.
It starts
so
in a half hour.
If
Starts
maybe
in
I
a
will.
half hour. I'll message
You know what,
Shuli.
John?
I'm sure we
John,
get the
you know
link.
what? You earned this today. You earned this today. I'll go
Wow.
fucking make fun of you on Uncle Rico, dickhead.
Yay.
It's like Christmas.
I know
in
all my
November.
dreams are coming true. What did I do to deserve this? I had to watch that stupid Bills game last night. That's probably
Yeah.
what it was. All right. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Go watch Uncle Rico's show in a half hour on the Shuli Network. And whoarethese.com is where you can find all things Who Are These Podcasts, Who Are These Broadcasters, Who Are These Socials, and, of course, the creepoff.com is where you go to find our show, the only true crime show made for men. The only one in existence. There is no other true crime. They're all made for chicks, except for the creep off. We really came up with something for that, didn't we?
Too bad nobody's paying attention.
Who are these podcasts?